We also went to people who were at the sermon on Sunday, but were like disgusted by what or at least didn't like what the preacher was saying.
Yeah.
All right. Like the last thing.
And then there was the one guy that was playing the weird instrument.
That was my dad.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So we got a good night's sleep and all met back up the next morning. Is that right?
Well, that was when you went and broke into the sheriff's house. Was the next morning, and you met with the other church people. That might have been the last thing you did.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of it, we're going to say Betty's with you guys. She rang up Moonshine Al. What was your character's name, Al? She has moonshine in her bathtub.
Yeah.
As most teachers do.
Eloise, right. I remember
Eloise,
now.
Yeah.
Was, still mulling over everything she saw the night before, and I don't know. You guys bring her into the circle. You can tell her what happened, I guess, when you went off to Dave's house, if you want, or Bert's house, whatever. Or you can say nothing. It makes it more awkward, though.
I'm trying to find the character sheets.
Here.
I don't hear you.
Am I here?
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're gonna say you're with the party now. Like that. So you weren't with them during a lot of their adventure the night before, but you had a bad night thinking about what you saw, the murdered, owner of the diner you work at, and Eloise had been there too. So you called her up, and she's like, "Yeah, some stuff's going down, man. Get over here." So we're gonna say you went over there and you're meeting up with the whole party, and theoretically, one of them is going to tell you stuff, but I don't know. Everyone sat there silently, so we'll see.
Oh, I didn't know that's what you were asking for. Yeah. We fill her in. My dad's acting strange, and everybody that went to church, about half the people that went to church, are acting strange. And Wesley's sister is, his brother-in-law is dead, eviscerated in his own basement. And we think it was his two nieces who were freaky.
Hey, now they would never do something like that.
No, but they brought in a live frog, and we're dissecting it on the kitchen table in front of us because they wanted to know how it works. So I'm not gonna go. I don't think it's much of a stretch to say, yeah, it was them in the basement, cutting their own dad up.
I think he could have taken them.
He probably had no idea it was coming.
Maybe the frog told show them where the juiciest bits to stab was. Are any of you Arnold?
Who's an Arnold?
I'm looking for Arnold.
None of them are Arnold.
Looking for Arnold ever. Come on.
Who's Arnold?
Probably somebody from
the
next
sweetest man in the world.
Awesome.
I don't know about y'all, but I thought that was pretty weird that somebody just hoisted the two dead bodies away.
That was.
I don't think that's right, because Mama needs a proper burial. She's always been kind to me.
Oh, they picked up the brother-in-law's body too.
That's true. Yeah, and
What's wrong with these people? This is weird.
We don't know where we took them. To the junkyard.
Well, I called the local burial service at the church. I need Mama's body back. And they said that it needs to be buried within 2 days, so it starts to stink. I don't know what y'all are doing, but I was thinking that maybe we should go to the junkyard and try to make sure that these people get a proper burial.
Yeah, sounds good to me. We need to make sure that they're properly disposing of the bodies instead of just taking them to a junkyard.
I know there are laws for body disposal. I'm sure the church would know them.
Yeah, but I don't think we want to go talking to the pastor. Some people are. Who was that said the pastor was acting all weird?
That was me. He was certainly acting strange, at the last service. Saying, a lot of weird stuff from Leviticus, I believe it was.
You just quote the Bible, I'm sure he's fine.
About putting people in their place and ruling over people that needed ruling over and that stuff.
Yeah, a lot about slavery.
Mm-hmm. And
I need to rephrase. The guy has a scrapyard, not a junkyard. I've been saying junkyard repeatedly, but it's more like scrap for what it's worth. Anyway.
I have no idea how those are different.
Yeah, you might be right. Maybe there is no difference.
We can bathe it down the way.
Sure.
Anywhere else you guys want to go tonight?
We have a car. That's right.
Yeah, you got your brother-in-law's car.
Wesley's brother-in-law obviously doesn't need it anymore.
Yep.
Wife doesn't know it's missing. She's going to end up eviscerated too by those kids, by the way. It's just going to happen. She's going to be pinned open to the kitchen table.
Stop saying
That's a
horrible
bond.
things.
I don't want to say bad things about your family, but they're crazy.
Something's wrong with them. I'll admit that, but that's as far as it goes.
All right, so we were heading to the junkyard first.
All right, y'all pile into the car and head over there.
I wanted to go. Is it okay if I put the body in the trunk?
If we find one, yeah.
Don't be morbid. Let's go.
We'll call it. We probably got a county coroner somewhere. He works at the hospital.
I don't need an autopsy. I'm pretty sure I know what the cause of death was. I saw it.
Yeah, it was pretty gruesome. All right.
Yeah, you were pretty horrified at the time. You ran screaming out of the room. Most people who saw what was going on there didn't react well. All right, you guys pile in the car. You drive out to Freddie Jensen's farm/scrapyard. It's a little bit of both. As you pull up, you see a lot of cars, and quite a few in good condition, like parked out in his, in like the pasture. In fact, give me Daria, Betty, give me on your character sheet. There's like a skills section. I don't know if you remember from when we played before. There's a skills section. Click on spot hidden.
Sorry. I'm just gonna get a roll. Can you roll for me? I'm trying to figure out how to roll.
No, I want you to know how to do it.
And tapped out.
Oh, you left
It
again.
was on Discord, but I
Sure.
don't see it.
Rejoin. Where'd you go? You're gonna have to go through Gmail again.
Yeah, no technical difficulties. Pardon.
Hard, right? There you go.
Launch.
I don't know where it went.
Oh, there. There. And then if you scroll down, there's gonna be a spot hidden. You can make that window bigger.
Spot. All right. I did it, I think.
Well, very well. All that for nothing. You guys pull up. There's a bunch of cars parked out in the pasture. There's a bunch of pigs running around in the pig trough area. There's the barn. There's the house, and then there's like behind the barn. There's a bunch of old like junked cars, and scrap metal, and all that stuff.
So this is where that guy that was taking the bodies lives.
Lives/works, I guess. It's his farm, but also like a junkyard, on part of the field, or part of the pasture, or whatever,
What
his
was
yard.
name again?
Freddie Jensen.
Freddie Jensen.
And you look like a douche. Daria, in Discord, can you see the Hackmaster screenshots channel?
Nope, not if that's the base channel name.
What channels can you see?
Now it's General, Gloomhaven, Side Chat.
Okay. It's okay. That turns out that's not where I was putting it anyway. All right, I'll just make sure I put any screenshots in general instead of in. Oh, did I ever? Maybe I didn't. Oh, you know what? I did it through the game because it's actually in the module. Here we go. That was his character sheet. I don't want to show you that. That was oops. I don't know if you guys. I don't know if that popped out or not.
Nope.
I didn't see anything.
Good. Yeah, this is Freddie Jensen. He looks like a douchebag. Not that you see him right now as you pull up. He's got a house, barn, pigs. Looks like mostly he has some animals, not cows and some sheep and some pigs. And the junkyard out back. Anyway, there you are.
Coincidence that you said pigs twice.
Coincidence.
Oh, sure.
I'm sure.
I guess he just has that many pigs.
Yeah.
Might have to use it. You might have to move your mic closer.
We
Picks
don't
up like
see
half the
anybody
time you
outside.
talk.
We just see a lot of cars that look like they are a little bit better than junk. Or they
Yeah,
need
there's quite a few that look really nice. In fact, who had gone? Who had broken into what's his name's house? The murderer.
Bert.
For Betsy's benefit here, for Daria's benefit, the murderer that she saw kill Mama was just a nice old stock man, not really a stock boy. He was like in his late 40s. Very nice guy up until the moment he, apparently murdered and tried to eat her. But anyway, who was in his house?
Bert was.
You can give me a spot hidden roll.
Okay.
Never mind. All right.
We're right back to the rolls from last week.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Anyway, here you are. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, in there with me. I don't remember who it was.
Well, let's go on up to his
remember if I
house.
went in there or not. I don't think I did.
It was
I
my
know when
idea
I
to
did
go
last
there, but I
week,
don't
but-
remember.
Here, let's do it this way. Whoever has the best intelligence. I don't know. You guys all have your scores are. Whoever has the best intelligence, give me a roll.
How do we know that? 55.
65.
Oh my goodness.
60.
70. There you go. Eric. Fred made it.
Yep.
Oh, good enough. You and then just from knowing him, you do spot what was his name? McCurdy's car here.
Okay.
Parked out, not in the junk pile, but like the nice. He had a nice car. Remember, there was like but yeah, it's parked out next to all these other nice ones you see. Not like oh my gosh, this is a Rolls Royce. Just they're all in good condition. They're not like these are obviously scrap cars. These are all looks fully functional, serviceable vehicles.
Okay.
Probably about a dozen, you'd say. On that note, actually, Betty, give me an intelligence roll.
Let me. Intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Man, Betty's pretty smart. You see, is it Arnie? Is that the guy in your backstory?
I don't know.
No, you don't see him. You see his car. Sorry. His car's there.
He better have a chance to he didn't come.
Other than the sounds of the animals, though, it's very quiet here.
So all the dead people's cars are here? Kind of, that seems kind of suspect.
Arnold's not dead.
All right.
That
I
might
think,
be at the junkyard, though. Maybe his car has that trouble.
I think we need to find, what's his name?
already forgotten.
Remembering these names. Already forgotten. I'm
Funny
terrible
guy.
at remembering these names.
Is it Denver
Freddie.
guy?
Ready.
Freddie Jensen.
Scumbag. No one likes him.
He was a couple of years ahead of us in school. So,
Yeah.
We didn't know him that well. And, he's a big jerk. So I think we should head on in and look for him.
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
You going to the house or the barn or what?
Does it look like anybody's at one or the other of them, or?
I mean, you don't see any obvious signs of activity, but,
All right. I'll go knock on the front door of the house.
all right.
Wesley's bringing his gun. He's feeling nervous.
That big rifle you bought?
Yeah.
After a minute, Freddie opens the door, crack. Looks, is everybody, like, y'all, all six of you gathered around the door there?
I'll hang back.
They're going to help me deal with the body, of course.
What, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Need these strapping boys to help me carry the body.
True.
It's definitely not me. I have the strength of a small child.
So he's kind of got the door partly open. He's, peeking out. He's like, what are y'all doing here?
We're here looking for the remains of Mama. She needs a proper burial. And after you took her, she just kind of disappeared.
Oh, yeah, you're going to have to take that up with the sheriff. Yeah, I just moved the body for him. That's all.
So,
The body.
You're going to have to take that up with the sheriff.
why are you moving bodies and not the coroner service?
You know how I'm going to answer that.
Badly?
I'm going to have to take that up with the sheriff.
Hmm.
Hey, everyone, give me a listen check.
Holy cow.
Dang, Bert.
I'm sitting there arguing with him. I can barely hear anything.
And anyone there can also give me a psychology check. I don't know what a fumble on a listen check does, but...
Psychology, not...
You hear things that didn't happen.
So those of you who made the psychology check, Freddie obviously doesn't want to answer your questions. That was obvious. You don't need a psychology check for that. He seems nervous. You see little beads of sweat on his head. Dave, with your successful listen check, you hear like a thumping sound coming from somewhere in the house, like someone knocking on a wall or something.
Am I pretty sure he lives here alone?
You know he's not married, but beyond that, I mean...
Okay. Let's see. Well, I'll point that out. Who you got in there with you?
None of your business.
Do I have to take that up with the sheriff? Is it the sheriff?
It's not. Why would the sheriff be in my house?
Where else is he? I gotta go take stuff.
I
up
don't
with
have to take. This is my house. I don't have to sit here and answer your questions.
All right, if you don't mind,
Get off my property.
Go check out your barn.
Maybe you can call the sheriff.
Maybe. Yeah.
The hell you will check out my barn. Get off my property.
Start walking out toward his barn.
All right. Describe to me, those of you with visible weapons, what you're carrying, or like what he would see.
I got my baseball bat, my trusty Louisville Slugger from playing baseball in high school.
Is anyone holding a firearm right now that he would see?
Yeah.
What do you got?
He's not by the door, but he's a ways back.
Got a rifle.
Where are you exactly?
I don't know, 20 feet back from the door. Just kind of close enough to listen, but not in the conversation.
Okay. And then Andrew, I know you like to carry like a friggin' armory. What's going on with you?
No, that's in the car. Don't you worry about it.
Okay.
We're gonna have to move it to put the body in.
So he did not see what's that? Wesley there in the background with a gun. So as you start walking away, he pulls, he opens the door the rest of the way and brings a 12 gauge shotgun up to bear. As I said, get off my property. He's aiming it towards Wesley, who's probably not even looking at him at the moment.
Or, me, Bert.
Bert, I'm sorry, Bert. Yep, thank you. I might just say your real names. I'm never going to memorize character names in one night.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I don't even see it.
I duck under his arm and under the shotgun and basically put my body against his.
Like grappling him, tackling him, or just like
Smush myself against him.
Like
to
sex
what
trafficking.
end? What's your goal?
Push him backwards. I don't think I can, but I'm gonna try.
Okay, you like to throw off his aim if he was going to shoot, or okay. I was trying to make sure you weren't like. Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
You're doing some weird seduction thing. I don't know. All right. Yeah, give me a brawling roll.
Raw, fabulous.
I would say he probably didn't see that coming.
I have a skill listed.
Come on.
There is a combat tab, but I think you can also just click the brawling skill. So you go to you bash into him, and it doesn't. He steps back and kind of keeps his ground. And he's like, "Woman, what are you doing?" He doesn't even swing the weapon at you, though. Like he dismisses you as not a threat, really.
I just want to get shot. So you go under again.
Yeah. He still has not even noticed Wesley over there with a gun.
Do I see what's going on, or are there too many people?
No, yeah, you definitely can see it.
When he stands back after I push into him.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Do I fall off the ground when I push into him and he steps back?
You fall to the ground? No.
So I'm just standing in front of him again?
I mean, if you want to drop to the ground, you can, but no, you didn't fall over or anything. Basically, he was standing in the doorway. The way I understand it, you were kind of trying to get up in there close, under the gun. He just kind of managed to step back, and you got in there a little bit, but you didn't really knock him over or push him out of the way or anything. And he doesn't even aim the weapon at you because he's just not even considering you a threat, really. However, give me a listen check, Betty.
Drop to the ground and see if I can see behind the door since he's ignoring me. Make it look like I fell.
Sure. Give me a spot hidden and a listen check.
Listen, just fine. Spot shit.
You hear the same thumping that Bert had heard. Not that you knew that until now. But also, you think you hear someone going like murmuring, but it's like further back in the house somewhere. You don't see anything as you drop to the ground and look around. You just kind of see his feet in the entryway to the house. And Adam, you said you were doing something?
Yeah, if I see something dangerous, I'm going to step up with my gun.
So he had opened the door all the way and aimed his gun at Bert. And then Betty had kind of tried to interrupt the shot without, putting herself right in the barrel. And it didn't do anything to him directly, but it did, actually interrupt his aim because he's not really. Now he's just sort of aiming it towards probably who's ever the first in the door, other than Betty, because she dropped to the ground, and he's like, "What is this woman doing?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who's right there at the door? Adam's not. Who else is?
I wouldn't be probably first up because I'm small.
I probably would have been up there to help move a body, so I guess it's me.
Yeah, you screwed up his aim for sure. I'm sorry, Eric. You said you were up there, or you weren't? I'm sorry.
Yes, I am.
Okay, Andrew, where are you at?
You know, it's a safe distance away. My meat cleaver in my pocket. But I wasn't going to the barn, and I'm not, standing in front of his gun. I'm not crazy.
You might be. We'll see. All right. Just talk about. Okay. Well, I guess Darius, just talking Mike.
Fine. I want to basically start using stuff distraction, but I don't want to have to RP it. Please.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, you can just tell me you're doing it, but if you do it on mic, then I'm not saying you have to do the screaming. You just say, hey, I do this. That's fine. That's like 90% of what we do. So.
Well, it's just going to be distracting and yell and scream. Softly punching his knee and his lower leg.
He still doesn't aim the gun at you because he's really just not threatened by you, but he's looking all around. He's seeming real concerned about what the hell's going on now. He was already jittery, and now he's like, what are these people doing?
I'm actually waiting for an opportunity for him to engage with somebody else. I'm waiting for the boys to do something, so then I might go into the downtown house. And I'm there, I'm trying to position myself to slowly kind of get to one side of him while he continues to ignore me.
If you start trying to get in the house, he definitely stops ignoring you.
Mm-hmm.
So so if you're on the ground and you're screaming and you're kind of like trying to crawl your way in a little bit, at that point he will actually take a step back and like aim the gun down at you.
Waiting for him to engage with somebody else before I do that.
Okay.
Everybody else is like very calmly hanging out next to each other.
Well, until anyone engages, which they may or may not do, he's just kind of looking down at you, the gun. He's not really aiming at anyone in particular anymore. Because I think Bert stopped walking. And he's just kind of like watching you rant. And like he has a concerned look on his face, but he's not aiming at you at the moment. He's not really aiming at anybody.
But he's standing there with that gun, and she tried to get in the house, and he's not letting her.
Sort of.
I haven't had it in the house yet. I'm on the floor.
Okay.
Hitting him with my hands in his leg and screaming about Mama.
Hysterical woman, clearly.
Yeah.
All right, Wesley's gonna step up.
Describe what that means.
Well, I'm gonna make my way to the door, push my friends aside.
Okay, or is your gun out?
Yeah, prominently display my own rifle.
Or is it aimed at him?
It's not aimed at him, no.
Okay, all right. So, all right, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna say
when he does finally see you, he's gonna bring his gun up, like, oh, I see a guy with a gun approaching me. Like he's aiming at you as you come up.
Aiming at me, I'm aiming at him.
All right, that's got a standoff going now. But go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Hey, I've had enough trouble in my life right now. Let's keep it civil. We have suspicions, and we just want to investigate. If you wouldn't be so kind as to invite us in for just a spell, we'd be greatly appreciative.
Since he's talking, I was going to take a step, but since he's talking and he's actually somewhat not paying attention to me, what check would it be if I punched him right in the dick?
That would be brawling. I'd probably give you a bonus die.
I'm right there. It's right in front of me.
Yeah.
He's not paying attention. I'm aiming.
That's why I'm giving you a bonus die, because he's not paying attention.
Huh. There you go. It's a 45. Bullshit. Fucking fail.
So hit the bonus button there.
I can fail. Bonus.
Wow, that was not good. If you have 49 luck, you could spend it to hit. Whether or not you want to, I don't know. It's up to you. I can't believe you got 9 on both of your 10 digits there.
Well, this is a one shot. I don't give a shit. 49.
All right, Martin. You go into edit mode on your character sheet and just reduce your luck by 49.
Heck yeah.
All right, Betty punches him in the dick. Let's see here.
It's maybe close enough to actually finish the takedown.
Oh, close enough.
Checking your damage. You don't have high strength. All right, roll a D3.
Such bullshit.
Such bullshit. All right, D3. I don't know how.
In the chat window, type /R D3 space D3.
We I saw nice something incapacitated.
I just want something incapacitated.
That's not how this works.
This works.
All right, Betty. I don't know. Describe what exactly. You're punching him in the dick. You have any more flavor in that? That's good enough for me. But if you want to add more, go for it.
I just wanted to basically double over forward. That's a little bit. That's all I wanted to do.
So I mean, he's not incapacitated or anything, but certainly he was aiming at Wesley, and they were getting all intense with each other. And you punch him in the dick, and his gun definitely, droops as he slouches over.
Great, I vault into the room.
All right. Well, in the meantime, Wesley and he get to go first. You had your action. I got to see if Wesley's doing anything.
So he's like falling over.
No, not at all. He got punched. He winces and. All right, there are very few RPGs where punching the dude one time is going to totally incapacitate him. But yeah, he it throws off his aim on you. The gun's not directly aimed at you right now. He's probably actually looking to bring it to bear on Eddie. But
right.
You're up first.
I say, Bert, grab that gun, and I point my rifle right at what's his face's head.
Bert is nowhere near there.
Oh, sorry, whoever's next to me.
He was aiming at the back of me as I was walking away. So
Then
there's no one else up there, really.
I'll ask Fred then. Fred, are you doing anything?
I guess I'm trying to grab a gun.
Give me a roll.
Nice.
That was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Sky not have. Oh, there they are. Where the hell's his brawling skill? His sheet goes archaeology. Oh, it's over here. Okay. I can't roll it. Do I? Whatever. Just roll manual. All right. Sorry, I was having trouble finding where to roll for him. Between the combo of him being punched in the nuts and being a little thrown off, you reach, you grab the gun, you're wrestling for it, it goes off into the wall, and then you yank it out of his hands. So you now have it, although it's a double-barreled shotgun, and both barrels just went off, so it's empty at the moment, but you got it.
Okay.
Anyone else doing anything before I go back to Betty, who it sounded like was going to try to scamper into the room?
I head back to the house after that shotgun blast.
Sure. You're running back up to the front. You sure you can be back up to the front door by the end of the round? All right, so Betty, you still trying to get inside?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he lets you go. You're not his concern now. So you just get right by him, no problem. You are heading towards the source of the sound, or?
Sure.
Okay.
I got nothing else going.
You see a basement door, which is bolted from this side. It looks like the bolt is fairly new. And it's a little further back in the house, but yeah, you see someone's pounding on it kind of weakly. But that's pretty much year round as you're moving into that. Back at the front, this guy's gonna... Jesus, what's he gonna do? He never even really got a turn, did he? I guess he's going to brawl. He's going to charge at the guy who actually has a gun, you, Adam.
Okay.
But his brawling is garbage, so we'll see how this goes for
Fred's got a
him.
gun too. His gun.
You can roll brawling as well.
I shall roll brawling. How do you roll? How do you roll brawling?
It might be on your combat tab.
It is in the top right.
Got it.
He in effect, he's not a real big guy. Actually, Jesus, his strength is 75. Okay, he's just not good at brawling. Wow. Whatever.
But does he have my stat sheet?
He's got a set. I think they just didn't give him any skills other than the shotgun.
I have a 75 strength and a crappy brawl.
Well, okay.
So,
well, I guess that's just the normal person. He's ineffectively trying to grapple the gun away from you there, Wesley, but completely ineffective, and you hold on to it. Back to... we'll go to Adam first. Adam, what are you doing?
Okay. I kick him away and say, just let us look around before anyone gets hurt.
He's definitely still grappling with you, so you can do a brawling if you're trying to kick him away, hit him with a gun, whatever.
Yeah.
Jesus. That was almost a crit fail. Whatever that does. He, so I don't think he can grapple as part of that, but he does manage to strike you while you're trying to kick at him. I don't know, I guess he grabs your leg and twists and kind of knocks you into the wall a bit, and he's still kind of pressed up against you trying to get the gun. And you take, 4 damage. You must have bashed your head good against something.
Ow.
Wesley? No, not Wesley. Eric, what are you doing? Fred.
Seeing as I have no skill with weapons whatsoever, I'm just gonna. So the shotgun gets thrown way out of the fight completely, so you can't get it back.
You can use it as club if you want. But yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, no, I think it just gets thrown off to the lawn. And then I'll brawl to try to grapple, actually.
All right, you get a bonus die to hit him. Unfortunately, no.
Nope.
And he doesn't manage to do anything back. Wesley, or not Wesley, I'm never going to get these names right. Bert, you're up there now. Dave.
I'm going to try to pull him off with Wesley.
All right, you can do a brawling, you get a bonus die. And then Andrew and Al, if you're doing anything, just speak up.
I think I'm going to go pick up the discarded weapon.
Okay, that'll be around.
I'm gonna go to the car where my weapon is, but stay away from these people.
You got it. Dave, are you trying to restrain him?
Yeah.
Did we look this up last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I think you've managed to grapple him now. He would have to try to get free from you.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, I guess he has to roll too.
Wow.
He did not get a better success than you. He had a success, but not a better one. So therefore, you still have grappled him.
Okay.
All right, and then Betty, you're inside the house. What are you doing? That's you, Daria.
I'm continuing towards the basement.
You're at the door. There's a lock on it. You're just gonna, but it's like a sliding lock. You can just open it. You can open the door if you want.
Yeah.
So the basement itself is dark, but up near the top there is a woman who's bound and has tape over her mouth, but she was like trying to beat on the door.
What the fuck?
And you actually recognize her as Gladys McDermott, wife of Arnold McDermott.
Then call her name out. Gladys, and I'm gonna try to help her out.
All right, you can probably rip the tape off first, and then do the ropes.
Mhm.
Actually, it's probably. Do they have duct tape back then? Probably not. I guess it's probably like something tied into her mouth or something. Anyway, yeah, you're working on that. Back out front,
1943 was when duct tape was invented.
Freddy flails around wildly, trying to get free from Bert. Bert's, what's your build?
1.
His is also 1. He had a success. Roll brawling to see if you have a better success. He manages to throw you off. He is free again, but that is really all he managed to do. He's yelling, get the hell out of here. I'm going to kill you all. Bastards. And while flailing ineffectively at, everyone around him right now. Meanwhile, I don't remember who I had. Go for it. Adam, you.
I'm going to bash him in the head with the butt of my gun.
Sure, that'd probably be brawling.
Just kidding.
Yeah, you both. Yeah. And then, Eric, you do anything?
Try again on grappling just to hold him down.
Get a bonus tag? Hey, that's a super good success.
No, it would be 1 off, but I will spend the 1 luck to do so.
Fair enough. You have grappled him. Yeah. And then, Dave, you do anything? You want to?
Can I add to that grapple just to make sure he stays down?
Sure.
All right, do you need a brawl for that?
So at this point, I'm going to stop rolling. Just like he got grappled, you guys are all dogpiling on him.
He broke off Gladys and tied him up.
I'm going to assume for right now, as long as 2 of you stay on him, you can keep him pinned pretty much indefinitely.
Okay. All right.
Short of, some horror shambling out of the basement that gives you all fear checks or, something like that. But anyway. So you guys are piled on him. He's screaming, he's wiggling, but he's not able to get any leverage to get up. So Betty, yeah, you get the gag off of Gladys. And she's like, oh my God. Oh my God. She's not making a lot of sense. She keeps saying, got to get away from Freddy, but she also keeps saying something about the eye in the sky, which doesn't make any sense.
All right, well, I'm still going to take the rope off of her and tie him up. My compatriots here, I'm going to continue grappling with this dude.
Yep. What are the rest of you doing? I mean, this guy's essentially subdued right now.
So I'm going into the house to try and find more ammo for this shotgun.
Yeah. Give me a spot hidden roll. Man, you not only find it, you find it super fast. You're like, yeah, I bet he keeps it right in this drawer right here. And you pull it open, and there's an entire box of shotgun shells right there.
I take them and I reload it.
Excellent. School teacher with a gun. Love it.
Bathtub full of gin.
I'm going to look something up while I talk. 1 second.
All right.
Gladys is asking where Arnie is. That's her husband. She's ranting about an eye in the sky. You see that one of her eyes is really bruised and black. Yeah. And you think you hear other sounds coming from the basement.
I continue patting her hand and trying to console her, and continue to ask her where Arnold is.
You can lead her around. She kind of it comes to a little bit like gets a little more lucid when you ask about Arnold. She's like, I don't know where Arnie is. I haven't seen him. I've been here with Freddy. He's awful. He's been doing things.
What kind of things?
Are we around for that conversation?
Yeah, you guys can probably all hear this. She's just like a room away in the house.
You and Freddie are together?
It's lies. It's all lies. I never touched her. Freddie starts yelling. You don't need a psychology roll to know that he's lying. He's like panicked out of his mind right now.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you asked.
I heard there was more stuff. There might be more people in the basement. I hear something down there.
All right, I'll.
How does what's in there?
Do we have is there a light on in the basement? Can we just head down, or are we gonna have to take our own light?
Well, Dave, if you get off this guy, there's not 2 people pinning him down anymore.
I thought we tied him up.
I missed that somehow. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. He's tied up. Hog tied.
Rope and put it around this guy.
Okay, that works perfect. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lantern at the top of the steps. You could light, like right on the table, right at the top of the steps.
Okay. I'll light it up and start heading down.
All right. The steps creak as you walk down. It's very shadowy. You see some huddled shapes kind of in the darkness in the back as you get down to the bottom of the stairs. And as you raise your light, you see it's like another 4 women. And all of them just kind of seem out of it. Like very... Just like standing there. Oh, like it brings to mind Wesley's sister, who was just very like go with the flow.
All drugged up or whatever.
I mean, yeah, whatever it is, yeah. As you kind of look, each one has something wrong with one of their eyes. One of it's just bloodshot. One of them, it's like a bunch of bruising around it. One of them, the eye is just like milky white.
All right. None of this is normal. Are they, you said they're just kind of like out of it? They're not actually trying to get out or anything?
Yeah, they're just actually standing there looking at you like passively. Gladys has the most, she's really the only one who's even being responsive. But she goes between kind of just going with whatever Betty says and then like ranting.
I'll go back out to Friday and just kind of put my knee into his back as he's laying on the ground and say, "What's going on here?"
Sheriff's gonna get you for what you did.
That's nice. What's going on here?
Go to hell.
I'm apparently already there. All right, we're gonna go check out his everything else. Let's. I start heading out to the barn. See if
You're gonna be in trouble. What you done to these women? So let's get the rest of the women out of the basement and out of this fucking house.
That's fine. I won't go into details, but it's pretty clear he was doing things to those women that they probably didn't want done. So you go out to the barn, you said?
Yeah. While they're getting the women out of the basement, I'll start in on the barn. Anybody else coming with me?
Is there a phone in the house?
There is not. We had a whole talk about this last week. We weren't really sure who all would have phones in the 1920s in their house. We assumed not many people.
My parents did because they're well-to-do, but that's about it.
Honestly, there is a phone in the house. There would have to be, given some other stuff in this. So, yeah, this guy's got a phone. I guess he runs this scrapyard. People need to be able to talk to him. So, yeah, there is a phone in the house. Would you like to do anything with it?
I don't care who the hell I'd call. You seem to think the sheriff wouldn't do shit. That's problematic.
Yeah, the sheriff was at the diner. He definitely seemed subservient to my cat and what was it? A sergeant?
The sheriff was the guy that kind of took charge, and he was ordering.
No, deputy.
Oh,
It was the deputy took charge. Okay,
It was
the deputy
weird.
took charge was ordering the sheriff.
Yes.
Okay.
So you go out to the barn and you see. Give me a. You know what? You don't need a spot hidden. There's bloody stains everywhere, and at first you're like, "What the hell happened here?" And after a while, as you see just little bits and pieces remaining, you're pretty sure the pigs were let loose on the bodies that were brought back here.
Oh, awesome.
So unfortunately, you may not be able to give Mama a proper burial.
I'm with the ladies out front, so you guys will have to tell me that, or not tell me that, as you so choose.
You probably find like a piece of her jewelry or something that helps you be like, oh yeah, that was her.
Wow.
I imagine the pigs do a pretty good job overall, though.
Probably.
I'm not Googling that.
Wasn't that one of the Hannibal Lecter movies?
No, that was.
All our names will be on next to each other on the watch list. Buddies.
How to dispose of the body. That was Snatch. That's right. Where the guy was.
It wasn't Hannibal Lecter though. It was like the other guy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Second movie though. I think it was. So you also like the truck that he picked the bodies up in is like right near the barn there too. Like he pulled the bodies in, let the pigs have their way with them. Not much left at this point.
Well, I go break the news to Betty.
Not a very good time.
You know, I forgot this is Cthulhu. Give me a word check there, Dave. Sanity check.
Sanity.
As well as anyone else who walked in and saw that.
All right. Well,
I'm all right for now. Kind of disgusted, but I'm all right for now.
Eloise sees this. This is nothing. Like, she sees worse than this when she's high on her bathtub moonshine.
Sorry, I didn't see it.
You guys, yeah. I guess you're getting a little inoculated against this stuff.
Okay, so we have a bad guy. We have a sheriff who somehow is in on it with the bad guy, which is problematic.
Well, deputy.
Mm-hmm.
The deputy is the one most likely to be in on it, not the sheriff.
Well, he was.
The sheriff doesn't seem to have enough power to, rule his jurisdiction, so that's not good either.
Our options in that point then would be calling somebody from a different precinct who's more likely to give us just the FU, unless somebody knows him, or the option would be news. This would be sensational news.
That is true.
I thought you said noose for a minute.
I mean, that too.
Just hang them all.
Sounds like a pastor might have one.
Well, we could do that. We could we could go confront the sheriff or the deputy or whichever one we think is I don't know. This guy was using the sheriff's name a lot. Do we just think the sheriff's a puppet at this point?
I do.
He may or may not be, but having some plausible deniability and a little bit of reinforcement outside would be good. I still think the news contact would be perfectly appropriate. Whether or not you then also confront the sheriff, I think that would be fine. But the news would love to scoop the sheriff, I'm sure.
Oh, sure.
Then if anything happens to us, at least we've got the rest of that story out.
We can do that. I suppose there's a some kind of news organization in this town. Did we have a population of this town? Did we know actually how?
There might be like a local newspaper, maybe, like a weekly.
Awesome news.
the Jefferson County farmer. Yeah.
This was a town of like 3,000 or something.
That's pretty big.
Oh, you know what? I never shared the map with Daria. Let me do that. Oh, yeah, you can see it. There should be a Stowell player's map in your list of stuff you can see, probably somewhere near where your character sheet was.
Anybody have affiliation with the news or any local or nearby sheriff department?
I do not.
Reading through my backstory. No, I'm just I'm the simple car salesman in town, so you know, lots of buggies go out the door.
You're all in trouble now. Once I tell the sheriff what you done.
And we talked to the sheriff already. He didn't seem to be much caring about what's going on.
I look at him and I say, "Shut up, or I'm feeding you to your pigs."
Hmm.
All right then.
Give me an intimidate roll. I mean, it doesn't mean you're lying, but give me an intimidate roll. I want to see if he takes you seriously.
No.
Yeah, you don't have the stomach for something like that, woman.
Can we? Or are you all nice people?
We're all nice people, but I've seen some things I can't explain recently. So I wanted some answers. Yeah, I wanted some answers, and apparently he's not willing to give them. So you know,
Which sheriff? Not my character. Sorry.
yeah, you know, and I'll tell him one more time. I mean, we came here for answers. If you can't provide them, we're not gonna. We don't need you anymore. So maybe your pigs, feeding you to the pigs, aren't such a bad idea.
Give me an intimidate roll.
I can't intimidate. I'm trying to persuade him. I'm trying to persuade him right now.
There you go.
No, I'm telling him that you know, hey, we're reasonable folks, but we've seen some pretty unreasonable shit recently.
He doesn't seem to believe it. He doesn't seem to be taking your threats too seriously.
I'm not threatening him. I'm persuading him. I'm just telling you, this is what's going to happen.
I'm going to feed you to the pigs as a threat, Dave. However you want to try to spin that.
And when I start doing it, you know,
well, yeah, that would be a whole different thing. That would be a whole different thing. Yeah.
When they start chewing on him, will he believe me then?
Are you dragging him over there?
Yeah, let's go.
That's my threat. That's my threat.
I start dragging him over to the pigs.
Nope.
Yeah,
Are y'all? Everyone's on board dragging this guy over to the pigs?
Well, they don't believe me either.
We have to kill him first.
They don't believe me either. I'm sure.
Pigs aren't known much for murdering.
I'm not gonna look it up. I'm not gonna look it up. Nothing's on the mystery. Nothing's on the mystery.
I don't know. In that movie, they sure seem to like live people being thrown in. I guess it was big hogs, not just pigs, but yeah. Yeah. So you're actually throwing them in there?
Sure.
All right. Give me another intimidate. This time with 2 bonus dice as you start hauling them over the fence.
And that replaces the tens digit.
Yeah.
So no. Nobody else wants to try. So
he doesn't decide you're serious until he's actually, you like get him up to the fence where the pigs are, and you actually get him hauled all the way over, assuming you're willing to go through with it.
Oh yeah.
And then as they all start like snorting and sniffing around him, and you know they're not in feeding frenzy mode just yet, but it definitely seems like they might be working up to it. Then now he's believing. He was like, whoa, get me out of here, get me out of here.
Why? You've already proven that you're no use to us.
I'll tell you what you want to know. Get me out.
Start pulling him back out.
As you do, one of the hogs actually takes a chomp at him, but he survives. Yeah, you guys are gonna have too many people for one car, as it turns out.
Well, there's a lot of cars here. We can always take a second.
Listen.
Oh, I'm listening. But you ain't said a whole lot of nothing yet.
You don't know what they'll do.
They who?
You haven't seen what I've seen.
Then explain it.
The blessed.
What did he
What
say?
now?
The blessed.
The bleth?
The blessed, I guess, would be a better way of saying it.
Blessed what?
Listen, in this town, you're either one of the blessed or you're a schlub. Or worse than a schlub, you're an idiot like you.
And where did these blessed come from?
Well, talk to the sheriff about that. He might be able to point you the right way. He can give me a psychology roll.
Okay.
He definitely seems like he could say more, but he also seems like he's more scared of something than even being eaten by some pigs.
Okay. Well, I'll ask him. So why are you holding back? Why are you not telling me what I need to know?
Some things are worse than death. And if they find out, I don't know what would happen to me.
Who's they?
The sheriff's one of them. His deputy.
The sheriff and his deputy?
Okay, it's the sheriff isn't. It's the deputy is. The sheriff.
Part of the blessed.
Listen, you see that thing in the sky,
The
and
sun?
either it blesses you or it curses you.
You ain't making a whole lot of sense.
You're not making a lot of sense. I don't know what that means. That was me.
That was his response. I understand.
I looked through the telescope and I saw horrible things. But I wasn't like the other ones. I didn't break like they did. I told them I could be useful. So I've been useful.
Look through a telescope. What are you talking about?
Just talk to the sheriff.
Except you're telling me he's a bad guy.
Just talk to him forcefully. I don't care. In fact, kill him. Let's kill them all. Kill everybody.
And why haven't you done this? If you think it's such a good idea.
You'd probably die trying. And that'd be okay with me too.
So you've returned to the not very useful stage. I guess you're okay with that, huh?
You go to hell.
Is that all he's got for me?
Doesn't seem to be volunteering anything else.
Not very useful at all.
Gonna gag him and throw him
Look,
some
if you gotta kill me, just shoot me. Just make it quick.
Let's see here.
It ain't right feeding a man to pigs like that.
Yeah? Where is... I'm reading up on myself. Hold on.
Can I find Arnold's keys in his car? I've not look around that.
Yeah, they'd be in the house, but you can find them. You're familiar with them.
Yeah, we probably need to find a couple more cars. I'll walk away from him at this point, he's probably next to the pig area. And I'll try to get over to where everybody else is, and but what are we gonna do with him?
I don't
time
know.
up.
Yeah, it's. I mean, he's already tied up, but it's bad if they come. Like if they call and he doesn't answer, that's bad. I mean, I don't know.
As luck would have it, the phone rings right then.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, I think we can not answer it, and maybe they'll think he's out in the barn or something. Or if someone wants, I'm not going to answer it since I don't think I can pretend to be him. Does anyone have a voice close enough that they could try and pretend to be him?
I don't know if that'd work, but
make
we
him
could always.
talk.
I'm sorry.
Let's just make him talk.
Well, we could always just talk and say, we're here because he asked us.
The phone's ringing an exceptionally long time.
All right.
I'll pick it up.
You say anything?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Say hello.
Do you say in your normal voice, or are you trying to do his voice?
Yeah, I'm not trying to imitate this guy.
Jensen, that you?
No, he's out in the barn. What do you need?
Who the hell is this?
This is Bert.
Bert.
Who's this?
Bert Lowry?
I'll go tell him you called.
Click.
Yeah, I figured as much. Could I tell who it was?
Yeah, it was a man's voice for sure. Give me a intelligence check.
Just had to hit me where I'm weakest. Yeah.
Yeah, nope, you don't know.
All right.
All right. You guys hanging around? You doing anything with the guy? You getting out of here? What are you doing?
I think we probably should maybe get out of here. Somebody might be coming out here.
So Betty's got the keys to another car. You putting the women in that one, or what are you doing? Or they were in the first one? Where are the ladies?
I can't drive, most likely, so I assume the ladies are going in one car with somebody else driving.
Oh, I can drive.
Probably the hospital, I would assume.
Sure.
And then I still wouldn't mind calling like a news outlet. Unless you kill the guy. I mean,
You guys want to set that up? I can take these ladies on to the hospital. That sound good?
we can meet the news person at the hospital if you want to, or out here. But
All right. Adam, you driving one car full of the ladies and everyone else is piling into the other one?
Sounds good.
And you all are going to the hospital, I heard?
Sounds like.
And Freddie is staying tied up, or what are you doing with him?
Yeah.
All right. You guys drive to the hospital. You take the women in, and the hospital, granted, is not that big a hospital here in the 1920s small town. It's probably, man, I really don't know what a 1920s hospital in a small town would be.
Is it the same doctor that came to help my
Yeah, it'll be the same doctor. Actually, no. That doctor is not here today. The younger doctor's here.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
It's like, oh, what's going on here? What happened? Someone been beating these ladies? He's like looking at the black eyes. You don't have to
Yeah,
role play.
what's
Just
the
tell me
guy,
what you're telling the guys you drop them off.
Basically, that we found him in Freddy's basement.
Freddie who?
Freddie Jensen, the scrapyard guy.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah,
he'll start checking them out. And I guess there's probably a couple nurses there. There's probably more than a doctor. I don't know, man. Small town hospital. What is that exactly?
I want like a clinic, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
Like attached
so it's probably one doctor and like a nurse or two, and a couple rooms. Probably more than a few, but whatever. We don't really need to know, I guess. You guys sticking around, or are you just like, here you go, see ya?
Well, where would we go next? I think it's worth having a discussion about where we're going next.
You're still got that guy kind of in pseudo custody at his place. It's probably best to do the news discussion and the interview at the doctor's place with the ladies.
Okay.
What are you going to do with the guy himself, though? I mean, that really wasn't discussed. Are we going to put him in his basement, tied up?
We left him behind.
Where? Like
I left
in
him
the pit?
Pig. Yeah.
The pig pit tied up.
Next to the pig pit, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, putting him down the basement still or something like that.
Yeah, you guys can do that. That's fine. Directly, shove him down the stairs, lock the door. I assume.
Gagging. Like the ladies.
How gentle are you throwing him down the stairs?
Well, I don't want to kill him on the way down the stairs, but
just checking.
I don't know.
You let him walk rather than give him a push. All right. I'm assuming you time in such a way that it's not easy for him to just start beating against the door. No problem. He's tied up. Door's locked. You guys leave. Go to the doctor's office. Drop the woman off. Give a little speech. And now you're sitting out in the lobby planning your next move or something.
Sounds good.
That's the question.
All right.
Do you guys want to go to the sheriff's or do you guys want to investigate the church?
Well, we already went to the sheriff's house.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
At the time. I think we go to the church next.
Okay, what are we looking for there? Just confronting the pastor?
I'm trying to figure out why he was so weird, but I don't know. That's another option. I'm trying to figure out something to do.
Ask about the telescope, maybe.
Do that. Figure out what this telescope and eye in the sky or whatever they're talking about.
How often are services run here? And his tax?
So there's a big service every Sunday, but they actually have a service every single day. You guys are heading to the church. 1 car or 2 cars?
We're keeping all the cars we find, like we're keeping all the guns.
We have 2 cars right
now.
All
the cars and all the guns, yes.
You have 2 cars.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. So everybody's going. Everybody's driving. You're taking both cars.
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah. You get to the church. It's afternoon. It's probably about 2. I don't know. When would an evening service be? Be like after dinner, you think? I don't know.
6 p.m. maybe.
Churches, man. What kind of church even has every day for service? They specifically say this one does, but
who's got time for that?
I mean, in the 1920s, probably everybody. What else are you going to do? You're not going to go watch TV. Let's see.
Play stick and hoop.
Well, there are several churches, but I guess this is the one. Methodist Episcopal Church is the one that Eloise goes to. Anyway, service is going to start about an hour, or you can drive around a little bit and go during service time if you want to blend. I don't know what your plan is.
Go
If we're,
talk.
that, if we're that close to service, I think we wait and we blend.
And
All right.
showing up 30 minutes really is not particularly weird.
This depends what you do during those 20 minutes. If you're just going to sit in the pews or mingle, then yeah. But if you're going to go break into the back office, I don't know why you guys are coming here, so that's why I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, showing up just like about the time everyone will be showing up. Is that the plan?
Yep.
Okay, you're there. Carrying guns into church, despite this being the 1920s and, you know, fairly firearm friendly, would definitely not be normal. Visible firearms, at least.
I don't bring any of mine in.
Yeah, I will leave mine probably in the trunk.
Yeah. You guys just gonna go like listen to the service? What are you doing? See what up?
We want to figure out what's going on, and then listen to the service so that we can all hear it, and then confront him later.
Yeah.
All right. I'm for sticking around and hearing this sermon.
All right, you head in and you hear, Bert, hey, it's your dad.
Mm-hmm. My dad, you didn't tell me Dad was going to the service. Is my mom there?
No, she was, I guess, yeah, no, I guess she probably is, yeah. No, actually, no, she's probably taking the opportunity to sleep right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got it. I think I got it really good now.
Okay.
You're going to be playing it. You listen good. It'll be good.
All right.
You'd say the church is about half as full as you're used to ever seeing on a weekday here.
Mm-hmm.
Bert probably is more familiar than most. What with his dad being a organist here, you probably show up once in a while just to, you know.
Yep. Sport.
Sure. Family fun time. Listen to the organ at church. You guys just all take a seat, listen to the sermon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, your dad definitely plays the weird ass music that about half the people in the church are like wincing and looking around like, what the hell's that? And the other half are like digging it, you know?
How long do they let him go? Does he stop on his own, or does the pastor stop him?
No, it's very short bursts of it. I don't know if you've ever been to church, but usually they don't play, you know, like all that long. At least none of the ones I've ever been to. It's, you know, for like a minute here and a minute there. When they're singing a psalm or something. I'm not going to try to role play it, but the priest goes into a whole speech again about how, you know, those who are chosen by God, you know, it's good for them to have slaves, and those who obey them, and those slaves should be passed down to their children, and the righteous shall, you know, rule, and all that. The same thing Eloise had been hearing before.
Yeah, weird stuff. All right.
You guys can give me spot hidden rolls.
Holy cow.
Betty.
Damn it, Wesley.
What did Wesley do?
He broke her streak. We were really
Oh.
doing well.
That's true. Well, only Betty spots this. Betty, you're kind of looking around during the service, and you notice at one point the sheriff and his deputy kind of come in the back, look around a little bit, and then they just leave again. Like partway through the service.
I would totally let the boys know that. But
Rude. What about the other girls in the party? It's so sexist.
girls,
Yeah, actually.
Elise, Annabelle. All right. No, just boys.
The patriarchy.
down on the patriarchy again?
I'm the floozy, so.
All right. Well, now we know.
After the service, your dad goes down and is like right as the service is ending, just goes down, talks to the reverend, points at you, Bert, and waves you over.
All right, I'll go over.
We've only got about an hour before that sheriff is going to go to the pig farm and talk to the dude and figure out who the hell just chained him in the basement.
Yeah, probably.
So what do you want to do in that hour?
I don't know. I'm going up my dad waved me up. I got to go talk to her. Hopefully, hopefully no craziness is going to bust out during this conversation. So I head on up.
The reverend asks you, if you enjoyed the service.
All right.
Yeah, your dad tells me, you've been a good kid. You're good, upstanding young man.
How much?
Working at wherever you work.
Do I know the Reverend? Has this guy been around for a while?
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I get he already knows you, but he's basically saying your dad's been really talking you up lately.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a pretty good kid. It just runs in the family.
You should come by for us, some special what would you call it? Wants you to invite you to a church extracurricular activity, but I'm trying to think how would that be phrased? Whatever, I'll just do it out of here. Yeah, he's inviting you to a special seminar type thing tonight.
Okay.
About 8 o'clock maybe. Come meet at the church, and it's your dad, and we'll all go out there. Might be a few other people who come with.
Who all comes? I mean, is this?
I don't know. I'm going to talk to some people. Just whoever seems. 1 sec. But
made my medicine. Oh.
Just people who really seem deserving of, who seem really receptive to the special teachings.
To the message?
Yeah. Fine, upstanding citizens, good, wholesome members of the church. The blessed, really. The blessed among God.
I understand. Thank you.
But they make a little small talk, but basically, you've been invited to a thing tonight at 8 here back at the church.
Okay. Sure.
Your dad's just beaming and happy.
I'll see you there.
Yeah. Mom will be there too. It'll be great.
Okay. All right.
Says your dad, not the reverend.
Sure.
Daria's out of the room at the moment. She's looking for locked rooms in the church that seem fun. Yeah, okay. What else you do?
I can make my way back over to everybody else and tell them, hey, the Reverend wants me to show up here this evening for a special sermon. If you guys think maybe that's worth checking out, because I don't know, it seems to be where all the craziness is happening. Maybe we should just gotta come back and figure out where they're going.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, okay.
So you guys get outside, and most people, probably a lot of the town doesn't really drive to church. Because not everybody even has a car. But everybody, you come out, and there's people who have their hoods up, and they're all like looking confused at each other. And actually, not all of them. A few people have driven off. Many people, though, nobody's car seems to be working, and everybody's like, "What the hell?" And as you check your own cars, they also are not starting. If anyone has, I don't know what the skills are. I'm going to try to look. like mechanics or something. It's called
Mechanical repair.
Mechanical repair. You could probably
There you go.
take a look. Oh yeah. So which is good because it looks like the engine was intentionally sabotaged, but done in a way that it would have been hard to detect. But you had a really good role. What with being a car salesman?
Yeah,
I guess. And if you check both cars and both were disabled the same way, it would only take someone like a second or two to do it. They're probably, I don't know cars.
Can I fix it?
With time and the right parts, yeah, but not right here out in the parking lot. Like you would have to get some parts.
All right. Yeah, I'll walk over. I think we're right downtown, basically, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I'll tell everybody that hey, I know how to fix this. We're just going to need to get some parts, and they're probably. I'm selling the cars. I'm probably right next to a mechanic shop of some kind. Wouldn't you say?
Sure.
Okay. So I know where that is. Maybe we should just walk on over there.
That's fine.
All right. Well, I head on out. Hopefully everybody's following or not.
I am following.
You guys are all heading to the mechanic shop, and it is closed, which is abnormal because normally it would be open this time of day. Fact is, you're looking around, a lot of businesses are closed, which is kind of weird. I'll be back in a minute. I got to use the restroom.
Same.
Okay. Well, let's just go ahead and talk this out. We break it in like we do everywhere else.
Hasn't hurt us so far.
Yeah, I am not liking the fact that we don't have cars. It seems like they're trying to keep us there, which seems not good.
Agreed. At this point, we might want to leave somebody with the car. Next time we have to leave it somewhere. Is our stuff still in the trunk? Maybe we should check that too.
Yeah, your car was, assuming you locked it, your car was still locked. All your stuff was there.
I don't like people sabotaging my car. This makes me angry.
All the cars, in fact, yeah. You guys are walking. Wait, you're deciding if you're breaking in, right?
Yeah.
It is broad daylight right now, for what it's worth. That would be hard to do unnoticed.
It's I go around back. My business is right next door. So
sure, why not? Sure, it's right next door. Why not?
Yeah, I'll be looking for a way in, and if I can't find one, I'll just make my own way in.
Well, you'll probably have to make your own way in because it seems locked up.
Yep.
Break out a window, or you can. I don't know.
Yeah, real quiet light.
Mm-hmm. Give me a. I don't know. Shit, I don't know. Just roll D100.
Okay.
Good enough. You guys between you guys can all kind of look out, make sure no one's around, and you smash in the window and go in, and yeah, you can get some of the parts you would need.
Okay. I'll make sure I look around for another set of keys so I don't have to crawl in a window if I come back.
You probably don't find any keys, but whatever. You can unlock the door. Just leave it unlocked.
I can leave the door unlocked.
Daria, to catch you up, there wasn't really any that kicked off your interest in the church, or that you could have really gotten into without being noticed? And something you missed was Dave got invited to a late night church thing, and when everybody came out, when everyone came back out to the parking lot, like every single person's, well, not every, many people's cars were not working. And Bert, who is an auto salesman, actually like looked under the hood and saw that both your cars had been disabled, like intentionally.
So we've gone and broke into the mechanic's shop that was right next to my car salesman business, and stole enough, borrowed enough items to try to get our car started again.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have to go there. It'll take you some time to do the repairs, but you got the parts at least.
Yep.
Both cars, even the one he wouldn't have known of?
Not just both your cars, but many of the churchgoers' cars. Like a few dozen people. Well, actually, I don't know how many cars were. Over half of the people who brought cars. Let's just put it that way. It's hard for me to have a good estimate for in the 1920s in a small town church. How many on a weekday? How many people drive there? But yeah.
So, yeah, we walked back, and I started on the car, seeing if I can get it fixed.
On your way walking back, you pass the Elmer's Steakhouse, where Anna had recently been employed.
Yeah.
And you look up just in time to see the owner, Elmer, just kind of walking out in the street with a meat cleaver in one hand and the head waiter, the guy who had, told you were fired, basically, his head in the other. And he's just like laughing maniacally.
So I probably have my job back now.
Around, swinging the head. You hear screams inside the restaurant, from people reacting as he apparently just walked through and out onto the street.
I would consider this to be normal activity from Elmer.
No, probably not. He spins around a few times like he's gaining momentum, and he lets go, and like the head sails across the street and bounces a few times.
Just grab the wheel and jerk it.
You do not have a car right now.
Yeah, we're walking.
And he yells, "You're fired!"
Hey, who? Nobody?
Then he starts laughing. Then he looks around, trying to decide what he's going to do next. He definitely sees you guys, but he also doesn't seem like he's concerned with you.
I feel got your guns out of the trunk.
I don't think we were walking down the street with him, so we just kind of left him back at the church.
Yeah. When we went to go get parts to fix the car.
Yeah, it'd be pretty sus walking down with rifles and shotguns and stuff. He after a minute he looks around like he's a little confused for a minute, and then he heads back inside the restaurant. Some people had started streaming out, and as he turns and walks back in, anyone who's by the door runs back inside. And unless you follow him, you hear lots of screams in there, but
as in he's killing people screams, or if they're, oh my god, he's here again?
Hard to be sure at the moment. Oh, you know what? Give me sanity checks. It's not normal you see people walk out with severed heads. You don't see that every day.
Seen it 100 times.
At this point, yeah. It's actually getting easier to deal with.
Honestly, it looks like it is. You guys are all like, whatever. Normal day in Stowell. All right. You guys watch all that happen. He walks back in. You're just like, yep. Not a single person failed that roll.
Nobody bats an eye. Oh my goodness. What is happening to this town?
Yeah, there's definitely people getting hurt in there. You can hear at this point.
Should we go help?
Let's
Yeah,
get our
we should
car
go
fixed
help.
first.
Do what?
Let's get our car fixed.
These people need help. You hear all that screaming?
I'm not going in there without a weapon, so at a minimum, I'm going to the car to get that shotgun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll hustle to the car, I guess, and then you guys want to take some weapons and see what you can do while I see if I can get the car fixed.
It's going to be at least a 10-minute round trip to get to your car and back. So,
Well,
just so you know,
fine.
like that's fine. But all right, you get to the car. You can get your weapons. Dave, you're going to start working, or
yeah, I'm gonna start working on the car, trying to
all
get
right,
it running.
give me mechanical repair.
It's not my good roll. Yikes!
Man, you know what the problem is, but like, yeah, you need one of these tools, and you forgot to bring it, and maybe you need this. Like, you haven't normally done these repairs. You're enough to identify what it was and what the part is, but you're like, shit, I don't actually know how to. I got to take this thing apart, and then how does this part? I don't know. You're working on it.
Right.
Eventually, you might be able to get it, but that not in a short amount of time for sure. Like, this could take you hours.
That's fine. That's fine. They're, I guess they're going to check out, maybe.
Are the rest
I'll
of you going
keep
back with weapons, or what are you doing?
I think we should check it out. But I'm only going if other people are going. I'm not going.
I'm going.
alone.
Let's do it.
You get back, and there's a police car outside. There's no more screaming going on inside. Do you want to continue approaching?
Roll up with all your weapons.
That's probably a bad idea because I think the police are in on it.
Is there a window? Can we look in?
Depends if you're walking up there with a rifle or not, really.
Well, we don't all have rifles. Who's not carrying a rifle?
I'm not.
I'm not.
Mind if you would check it out?
Okay.
Yeah, there's so the Elmer is you can see that he has died. I'm not even gonna have you guys roll sanity checks after you just saw him walked out with a severed head. Like, this is nothing in comparison. It looks like one or two customers are dead on the ground. He's got, it looks like Elmer has multiple stab wounds all over him. In fact, you see a couple steak knives sticking out of him. It really looks like probably a ton of people mobbed him, which, you know, is kind of weird. And cops are in there, the sheriff, the deputy, and there's a few people who look really panicked, and they're like talking to them, calming them down. And then there's a few people who have actually just sat down and like resumed their meal. And a few of them have like blood on them, like you're pretty sure they were involved in the fight somehow. But you're betting that probably 70% of the people in that restaurant are just like, okay, that's over, back to dinner.
But
The rest are all
the body.
Well, you don't know right now. Are you guys hanging out, or are you leaving the area?
I think I'm
do.
leaving the area. This is a little too heavy.
Are you heading back to the car or somewhere else?
Yeah,
I'm heading back to the cars.
All right. I'm going to assume you are all regrouped at the cars, which are not working. Bert might be able to repair them. Definitely not before his 8 o'clock date. Which he's right at the right place for. That's probably, about 2 hours from now. You can keep working in the meantime. You're going to go do something else?
Well, I do work at a used car lot. Is there? We can go back there and try to find a working vehicle if they haven't killed any of the vehicles on my lot.
That's true.
So I make that suggestion. You guys want to? We'll head back real quick. find a working vehicle.
Yeah. Oddly, you can't find the keys for most of them, but there was one that you just recently acquired, which normally the keys are like on a board where everybody can get them. There was one you had just recently purchased from someone. You happen to have the keys in your desk because you'd made the sale like yesterday. Those keys are still there. So there is one car that you can get access to. It is really weird to you that all the keys are gone from the other cars.
Yeah, well, I'll just tell everybody somebody stole all the keys.
In fact, I guess now that I think about it, like, well, no, it'd probably be time that the place is closed by now anyway. So I guess that part's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got keys to get in the office. Essentially, you go in and no one else is there. All the keys are gone, other than the ones you have.
Somebody's getting fired.
It clunks a little when it drives, but it'll get the job done.
Yep. Right.
Where are you headed?
Well, what I'm thinking is maybe I should go in alone because I'm the only one he talked to, and you guys should follow because I don't think the way you made it sound is we would go somewhere, right?
Yeah, you definitely were not all invited. Like, it was you.
Yeah, but he made it sound like we would go somewhere.
He did, yeah.
Okay, so I think you guys should follow us.
Okay.
All right, so they're going to park in a car, wait, you're going to go inside at the appointed time, and just to be sure no one's doing anything before then, you're chilling and waiting. Excellent.
Yep.
All right, gets to be, dusk and then dark. This is, I told you last week, Daria didn't hear though, this is like mid-February, so, it's pretty cold out here. You guys are probably dressed in coats and whatnot. Okay. You head inside, your mother's there, your dad is not there, the Reverend's there, and there's probably like, 4 other people that who, from around town. They're not like good friends of yours or anything. They go to the church. And they're...
I'll head over to my mom, see how she's doing.
Are you carrying your baseball bat in? Or are you weaponless?
No, weaponless.
Okay. Yeah, your mom's good. She's a little confused, but, your dad really wanted her to come.
Where is Dad?
I don't know. He said he was doing some sort of special music recording. I don't know. Like, I guess he thinks he's going to be on the radio or something.
All right.
Like anyone would listen to that.
It's true.
Oh, for your benefit, Dar, you weren't here last week. His dad is like combining all sorts of weird items into instruments and like playing music on them. There was a picture. Let me see if I can find it.
Music. So crappy.
Well, ignore the lady with the knife in the back, but that's got to be AI generated. The module one was a little different, but yeah, and it sounds awful.
Back.
So yeah, you're gonna go. You guys are gonna go on a special, little trip across town.
Mm-hmm.
And who's ever driving to follow? Man, give me a stealth roll, I guess. Assuming you're trying not to be noticed, tailing, or drive auto, whichever's better. I'll give you the better of the two.
Stealth or what?
Drive auto.
Drive casual.
Drive, yeah, casual.
I don't even have.
Who is driving?
Well, not me.
Yeah, not Dave.
I'll drive. There's 2 vehicles, right?
No, we've only got the one.
You got one from the used car lot. Yep.
That's a 20.
Is anyone actually good at driving or stealth?
I have 50 in stealth, so I was going to roll that.
Me too.
It's pretty good. All right, we'll assume Eric's driving then.
I'm a used car salesman, and my drive auto is that bad. Wow.
Yeah. Well, you're not a stunt driver. I mean, you don't need to roll just to drive to the store, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll use the luck on that to bring it down
All
to
right.
a 50.
Yeah. So you drive. You turn your headlights off. You follow it a good distance and manage not to crash or hit anybody. And also, they don't act like they're following you. Dave, you're in the car. Man, I wonder if it's like there's like 6 of you. There's probably like 2 cars. But they're taking you across town. You end up at some house. You're not sure who lives here. But yeah, the rest of you aren't sure who lives here. The Reverend's like, oh yeah, we're going to Professor Hartley's house.
Do we know this Professor Hartley?
You'd like vaguely, maybe you've heard the name, but no, not really. You know, he's a member of the church.
Okay.
You heading inside?
Yeah. I'll make sure that that my mom and I are the last people in the door.
Sure.
Trying to keep an eye out for my friends that should be tagging along, hopefully shortly.
So you guys kind of stop with your headlights off at a good distance. No one really seems alerted that you're there. As you and your mom come in last to Professor Hartley's house, you know, he greets you warmly. You recognize him vaguely from around church, like his name and his face, but that's about it. Reverend shakes his hand vigorously and says, "Oh yeah, we've got new people to, show the glory of God to." And you notice there's a couple bigger guys just kind of hanging around in the room, not real suspicious or anything normally, but given that your spider sense is up with all the shit that's gone on, it's just kind of like, oh, what are these kind of large looking men doing here?
Are they anyone I know?
Not really by name, no. I like probably vaguely familiar faces from around town because again, small town, 1940s. Chloe. No one like you're like, oh, hey John, how's it doing? No one like that, but
Okay.
they're just kind of standing there quietly, like in the periphery. One of them sitting, on a chair. The professor's like, yeah, okay. You gotta come look through the telescope. It's great. You see, it's beautiful. You can see the stars in the sky, and really, it'll change your life.
Sure. I'll make sure that we're definitely to the back of the room at this point, so that I can see what happens to anyone else who goes up first.
So I'll get to the people in the car in a second. In the house, you're kind of escorted through the house to kind of like a back room that's got like basically like an observatory, essentially, like a tiny one. It's a very fancy house, by the way.
Okay.
The guys kind of following behind you, so those bigger guys are they're bringing up the rear. The professor's excitedly talking about it. The Reverend's like, "Oh yeah, Miss Mitchell, why don't you take a look? It's great. Just really, it'll really deepen your understanding of God." And I don't know. I don't know what he says, but things along that line. She's like, "Oh yeah, okay." And she's going to take a look. Meanwhile, out in the car, what do you guys? You've pulled up. You've seen them go inside. I don't know if you're doing anything after that.
Probably look to see if there's windows we can peer into.
You're getting out of the car and heading up there? Yeah, if you're going to approach, give me a stealth roll. Who's ever going up? Like every person going up. If you're staying in the car, that's fine. If you're hanging out like further back in the street, I don't need one. But if you're actually approaching, that's pretty bad.
I'm going to hang out and watch this car.
Yeah, I don't think I have enough luck to make that work.
It's dark out, isn't it?
It is dark, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to hang back.
Anyone else going up to the house? Right now, Eloise is going to look in the window. All right, I'm assuming Eloise has gone up alone. She snaps like every branch on the way up as she walks. She goes across the open yard, pauses in the middle of it to look around to make sure no one sees her, and then continues. I don't know. I assume that's how a 91 roll goes. All that said, there doesn't seem to be any reaction from anything.
Whew.
And as you peek inside the window, you just you probably right now you're looking into like an empty room in the house, like where they, the entry area where they went in. Or whatever. Are you gonna start making your way all around the house and peeking in each window, or is that your overall plan? Get a scope out.
See
all right.
what I can see.
Cool. Yep. All right. Meanwhile, inside the house, Dave.
Yep.
Miss, I forgot what I said her name was. Miss Mitchell looks through the telescope, and she's kind of politely going, "Okay, yeah." And she's like, "I don't really know what I'm supposed to be seeing here. Like, I see some stars." And he's like, just wait a minute, keep looking. And after like maybe 30 seconds of just everyone being like, "What the hell is this, man?" You see her whole body kind of relax, and she gets a big smile on her face, and she's like, "I do see it. You're right. It's wonderful." And she just she gets a real big, like, she looks super ecstatic, and she's just looking up for like another 30 seconds. And the Reverend's got a big happy smile on his face, and she turns away, and she's like, "Oh," and the person behind her, "Oh dear, you have to go next. It's wonderful."
One eye.
They're kind of, is she got a messed up eye or anything like that?
No, she looks perfectly fine.
I whisper over to my mom, "Don't look at whatever they're looking at. Something is wrong here."
What do you mean, honey? I mean, this is weird, but
I'm trying to whisper it, and I hope she follows suit.
yeah, she's whispering back, but
Okay.
give me a, I don't know, a stealth roll. Give me a stealth roll. Eloise, you're making your way around the house. You know what?
Really?
Would an observatory have windows
Oh yeah.
on the walls? Well, that's what I'm wondering. Wouldn't you be trying to keep the light out? I don't even know. Yeah, what the hell? Sure. Eloise, give me one more stealth roll.
She just walks right up to a window.
Pretty much. All right.
Whoops. No, that was wrong. That was wrong.
That's fine.
God damn it.
If you had that 29.
Yeah, I know. It would have just worked.
Well, you're 27 points away if you want to use luck. Meantime, people definitely notice you whispering, Dave, but they don't. Well, actually, here, let me do it the third way.
All right, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
What I whispered?
No, actually, one of the big guys actually seems to be kind of intently staring at you as you guys are whispering back and forth.
That's fine.
You think maybe he's picking part of it up because he's looking tense. The next person, meanwhile, has their eye up to the telescope. Eloise, you finally come to a window. It's very dark in the room. Because it's probably very dim in here as people are looking through the telescope. And somewhat lit, but not brightly. And you see, it takes you a minute. You do see Bert and his mom in the background there. But they're kind of behind some other people as you're looking. There's someone looking through a telescope. You can see the Reverend from behind. But as you're looking, a car probably passes behind you on the other, behind where you were, and its headlights wash over you, perfectly silhouetting you. Actually, let me be fair. I need to make them have a perception check too. And luckily for you, though, nobody is looking out that. Actually, Dave, give me a perception roll or spot hidden.
Spot hidden.
None of the people you're worried about in that room happen to be looking as that happens, except for Bert. Bert, you see Eloise perfectly silhouetted at that window.
I kind of give him a get in here kind of maneuver. Like, come on.
Oops. Yeah, after a minute, the next lady comes away. And just a big smile on her face. She's like, it really, truly is amazing. I feel so blessed to be closer to God now. Sorry. The next lady comes away from the telescope. And she's like, it really was wonderful. I truly feel blessed and closer to God now. And next up is, I don't know, Mr. Reagan. He's like, oh, I gotta see this. I was kind of skeptical, but guys are talking it up. He goes and looks. You and your mom would be next in line after this guy. He's like, it's some star. Like, sorry, what?
Well, who was outside the window? I basically start waving him in. Like, come
Eloise.
on. Here.
Eloise. Yeah, give me another stealth roll, Dave, if you're gesturing at them. Oh, that was actually pretty good. Yeah. The only person who notices that is the guard who was staring at you this whole time ever since he noticed your conversation. Hey, Eloise, give me a stealth roll. Yeah. So Bert starts kind of gesturing at you. The guy who was watching him turns to see what Bert's looking at, and you see him turn towards you. Clearly, you see that he sees you. What are you doing? Are you just standing there outside the window? Are you taking off? What do you want to do?
Yeah, because I was the only one that went up. I'm running off.
Do I see this guy notice the person at the window?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I say, I point into the whole room, say, there's somebody outside that window.
Oh, that's good. Give me a, I don't know.
Persuasion?
Persuasion's great, yeah. Yeah, that works. Everyone turns and they see Eloise running off. Well, some of them see it at least. The one guy pulls his eye away from the telescope and he's like, what? Eloise, where are you going? One of the big guys from the room. One of the big guys from the room one of the big guys leaves the room. The one who'd actually been watching you, Dave, leaves.
Okay.
All right, you're back to the car.
And I tell them what I saw and that there's I think they saw me. They might be coming for me. Yeah. So I get the shotgun.
All right, I like it.
Don't shoot the guy who's got women chained in the basement.
You're muted.
You're muted.
You're muted. Couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. You don't shoot the guys and feeding people to pigs and got women chained in the basement. He's abusing. No, we just shoot the random person that's trying to get looking at a telescope. Hey.
All right, Dave. The presser, try and Reverend are calling everyone. Oh, I'm sure it's fine. Morris there will go check it out. Don't let that distract you, John. Go ahead, look through the telescope. Oh, okay.
What this is, Reverend? Who came out here? What's going on?
I wouldn't worry about it. John will take care of it.
I'm basically trying to rile the whole crowd up.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a persuade roll then.
Just okay.
Literally, the only person you can rile up though is your mom and the guy about to look through the telescope.
Yeah. I'll spend 18 luck on that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the guy gets ready to bend down and look through the telescope again, and then you're making a scene about it, and he stops. He's like, "Well, yeah, that's pretty weird. Why would someone be peeking in? What's going? What? We really ought to check that out. That could be someone up to no good. There's been some weird stuff happening in this town lately."
Yes, there has.
Well, I heard like Elmer went crazy and murdered someone today.
He did. I saw the police there.
Man. All right, outside. You guys have weapons in hand. What exactly are you doing? You're just waiting, sitting there?
Do we hear anything?
Yeah, waiting for the guy to come up.
You haven't seen anyone come out yet. Give me spot hidden rolls. Eloise, you might be bad at stealth, but you're good at seeing things after watching. Oh, Jesus. And so is Annabelle. So Eloise, you see on the ground floor some motion by one of the curtains of the window. You're pretty sure someone slid it aside and is peeking out of it. Annabelle, not only do you see a big guy doing that, up in the second story of the house, you actually spot someone slide a window open and you see a rifle barrel come out. However, it seems more like someone who's there, like, getting ready to shoot if they have to. It's not aimed at you guys. You're not really sure they've seen you. Like, both guys you see looking through windows, the guy upstairs and the guy on the ground floor, with your extreme success, they haven't seemed to spot exactly where you are yet. You guys are down the street a little bit, in the car, I think. So there's definitely people looking around, and one of them has a rifle, is what you've spotted.
I will make sure everybody sees them.
Yeah, that's fair. You guys are all in that way. Well, you probably none of you really see, except him, see the guy up in the window, but you know the window he's pointing at. You're just like, okay, I'll take your word for it. It's far away. It's dark. He just had an awesome roll. Inside, Dave.
Yes. I am definitely like not following their instructions of look in the telescope.
Yeah. So Professor Hartley doesn't really have a nice demeanor anymore, and he's looking at John, whatever his name was, who was the guy that was in the process looking through the telescope. And he's like, John, you're going to look through that telescope right now, or we're going to have a problem. Like, he went from real nice to not nice real fast. One of the two bigger guys in the room, one is kind of standing by the door, obviously blocking it, and the other one kind of takes a threatening step forward towards telescope dude.
Okay. I actually try to interpose myself in between the dude and the professor, and I'm like, what's going on here? And I'm trying to just, I don't know, I'd buy some time mostly, but hoping that everybody outside will rush in at some point, because I don't think I could take on an entire room of these people.
It doesn't sound like they are rushing in. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean,
Nobody. Oh, good.
That's fine. My character.
I do tell him how he was trying to get me to. You were motioning to come in, but I'm not sure how much the group is interested in running into that. Basically that rifle barrel.
Yeah. My hope is, obviously we didn't, go over this, any kind of plan once I didn't know I was going inside somewhere.
Give them a plan, Dave. No giving them a plan.
Okay.
But back in 15 minutes.
Just wait longer.
Well, we do see the rifle, so that alone tells you something bad's going on, right? Right. So they're basically, they armed, and now they're kind of towards us. So the person who had just seen them, are they back at the car already? You said yes.
You are all at the car. Andrew's the one who saw him. He's been in the car the whole time. Yeah.
This is Dave's rental car, right? This is like not anybody else's car in here.
Correct.
So like Dave's gonna get pissed if this car gets shot up. I mean, hopefully he doesn't die, but or the car runs into the building, let's say, or any number of things that could totally happen with the car, right?
It's I'm a used car salesman. Cars come and go.
You're not allowed to speak anymore. You're trapped in the building.
Yeah, I'm trapped inside. If you destroy my property to save me, I'm not going to be that upset.
All right, so my question would be, is did Dave look freaked out? And Dave looked freaked out? And
yes.
All right, well, he looks freaked out, so we need to go help our buddy, right? What do you want to do to help our buddy?
I don't know.
You want to drive the car up into the front of the building so we don't get shot as much, or so hopefully the car will deflect something, or we'll be fast enough. Hopefully we're less likely to get shot. Or do we want to shoot the person at the top and see if they'll take cover? What do you want to do?
I've only got a shotgun. I think someone with a rifle would have to try and shoot the window.
I think the driving in sounds like a great plan. Let's go for it.
All right, let's do it.
All right, describe to me. First of all, who's driving?
Sure, I will.
Yeah.
Who's not in the car?
If we're outside of building.
I'm not in the car. Wesley's not in the car.
All right, Wesley gets out of the
I
car.
will not be in the car because I'm going to try and rush in with the shotgun and, like, you know, if
It's a
I have
badass
to.
school teacher. I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying.
So from what I'm hearing, Annabelle is in the car, Betty is in the car, Fred is in the car, and Wesley and Eloise are not in the car. But Eloise at least is going to be running up behind it. I don't know what Wesley's doing. What's Wesley doing?
Alright, the people in the car need to be like the noisy shit then. We need to be the ones who distract the hell out of them and freak them out enough. So like blare the horn as you drive up. Like absolutely get every person's attention. It's the Ferrari thing, right? Be the obvious.
I'm here.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's go.
And Eric, describe to me what you're doing with the car.
Spinning out from wherever it is to line it up at the front of the building, and then just flooring it as fast as I can straight in.
Like gunning it through the front door, like through the front living room or whatever looks weakest. The big picture window, probably.
Torch.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Meanwhile, while you guys are figuring that out, Dave, one of the big guys, what were you were putting yourself between who and who?
I was walking up between the guy that they were trying to force to look in the telescope and the professor, and just demanding of the professor, what's going on here? What is happening? Just basically trying to be a nuisance and buy time for anything to happen that might be going on.
The guy comes up to you and starts trying to grapple with you.
Okay, I'm not gonna let that happen.
Yeah, go ahead and make a brawling roll.
Okay, brawl. It's not going to be too successful.
Probably not. Do I have?
Oh yeah, that's my normal roll.
Oh, that'll work. Apparently, this guy had a whole team, and I didn't know. All right, this will work. This is fine. Oh wow. Well, you guys ineffectually, he's trying to grab a hold of you, and he doesn't really seem to want to kill you or anything. He's just trying to get a good hold of you. You're both big guys. Neither one of you really succeed. You do notice, however, the other guy who had been by the door just kind of walks up and gives you a meaningful look and puts his hand on your mom's shoulder.
Well, I go after him then.
All right, give me a brawl roll.
I'm like, get out of here, Mom.
He ends up.
They're trying to hurt you, Mom. Get out of here.
Yeah, he ends up just kind of knocking her over. He's, not like damage, but like she's an older woman, and he just kind of bumps into her as he's fighting you. He does end up doing 3 damage to you as you guys fight with each other, and the other one tries to grapple onto you again, and you literally cannot succeed as that guy grapples you. That was not for damage, however, the second one, so you did not take that 7 damage, it says. That's good.
Huh?
But one of them basically clocked you in the face while the other one grabbed at you. So you can try to resist and all that. We'll do maybe one or 2 more rounds of combat here before stuff happens up front of the house. Are you trying to get free, or what are you trying to do? Yeah, give me one more brawl then.
God damn it.
They continue to hold you. Basically, I think I'm going to do the same thing here I did for the other guy. Basically, as the 2 of them pile on you, they're both big guys. So are you. They're pretty much effectively restraining you.
Okay.
Meanwhile, they start. The Reverend's like, look through the telescope to the other guy. She's Jesus.
Get out of here. Do I at least know the guy's name? Mr. What's his name?
Well, you know his name's John. They said that.
Yeah.
He however,
Don't do it.
He, however, is intimidated and starts looking through. All right. Eric, give me a drive auto roll. And a stealth roll. Give me both.
Stealth?
Stealthy
Well,
car driving.
At a certain point, as he's lining up, he can do that all casual.
I'll spend the 22 luck to fix that one at least.
All right.
You line up with the building and then gun it.
And then the stealth roll.
All right.
That one I don't care about as much.
I mean, it's not that big a deal, unless I, roll a crit here. Wow. You guys do hear a shot go off as the car turns and starts accelerating right at the house. It doesn't even hit the car. And you all feel the impact as the car plows into the house, crumpling the front. What would that even do to everyone in the... I don't know. Let's do this.
It would shake us pretty good.
Yeah.
And the car's a lot more intimidating than the guy glaring at you.
I think... All right. I'm going to say give me dexterity checks to take half damage. Eric, you're going to take either 4 or 2. Anyone in the front is going to take 4 or 2. Anyone in the back is going to take 2 or 1, depending if you make your dexterity check.
I'll be
In the car itself.
Yeah, in the car itself.
Uh,
Oh, my phone's ringing. Hold on. My dad's calling me. I got to find out what's going on.
Let's see. In the 1920s,
Hello?
the cars are probably a little sturdier than a house.
Hello?
Nah, they wouldn't be much better than a Model T then, right?
Let's see.
They're not like the big ass, steel boat of car yet. I wouldn't think.
1920s automobile. Let's see. Cars in the 20s. Wikipedia.
I think it was a butt dial.
Model
My dad
T.
never calls me this late, so I had to check. But all right, let's see. Everyone made their dex check. So Eric, take 2 damage. Betty, you were in front, take 2 damage. Mule, if you were probably in back, take 1. Just from the, the crash, essentially. However, with your successful auto roll, it does indeed go right into the front room of the house. Like the car is fully inside the house. It's probably not going to run well anymore, but you're pretty sure, given that you had a successful driver, you might even be able to back that thing up. I mean, it's not going to last real long. There's smoke coming out of it, but the engine's still running.
Do it again.
In fact, you know what? I think the guy who was in there better get a dodge roll. You didn't know that this was going to happen, but the guy who had been looking out a window was looking out that window. And he just got crunched by the car. So he's on the hood of your car and pinned against the wall. Blood's coming out. He's effectively, if he's not dead, he will be in the next minute or so. You got him. Big looking guy. You don't really know him. Not looking so big anymore as he's basically unconscious in squished state on the car. Outside, Eloise, were you running behind the car? What exactly were you doing?
Yeah, I don't know how big of a hole in the wall.
Well, let me ask this: when the car started moving, were you moving then, or were you waiting till after it hit and then you were coming up?
I would say I wasn't moving right when the car started, but before the car hit, for sure.
All right. Were you following the path of the car, or were you taking some sort of different angle towards the house?
Path of the car, because I figured that's how I'd get in.
Okay, cool. And Adam, what are you doing? It'll be like a round or two before you get there.
I'm going to run in behind him.
The same time as Eloise, or were you literally running right behind the car?
The same time as Eloise.
Okay.
Going in together.
So you guys will be there in a round or two. Dave, this guy's looking through the telescope. You're kind of pinned down.
Does the house shake?
The guy, right before the house shakes, the guy starts screaming and falls to the ground. Screaming about an eye in the sky and the I don't know, all that stuff that was written. I don't remember now. Eye in the sky and the awful void, and he's got his hands over his eyes, and he's yelling gibberish and screaming at the top of his lungs. It sounds awful. Right about the time that starts, though, there's a huge shudder from the front of the house. You hear, obviously, the crash. And give me a brawl or dodge or dex, whatever you feel the best score for you is, as you can take advantage of their surprise to wiggle free.
Brawl, dodge, or dex. Wow.
Or brawl, whatever you like the best.
There you go.
Your brawl is better than your dex.
My brawl is 35. My dex is 30. My dodge
is 30? Jesus.
30. My dodge is 15.
You're like an uncoordinated toddler. Okay. Well, regardless, you made your check. So as that they kind of look up and their hold on you goes slack, and you manage to rip yourself free right then. All right, so you guys in the car, what are you doing? You just got into the house. You know from Eloise's description, like the observatory is on like the backside of the house. It's a pretty big house. There's probably a lot of rooms here, but you're pretty sure you could head the right direction if that's where you're going. But you also know there's someone upstairs. You probably see a stairway heading up. Maybe you're staying right here. I really don't know what your plan is, so let me know. I'll ask Eric first, since he was driving.
I did my part of the plan.
All right, sitting in the car. All right, Betty, what are you doing? Eric's watching the life slowly drain out of the guy's eyes that he crushed into a wall. Daria, what are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out something I can do that would actually be
Get
helpful.
on mic.
I think something I have to do helpful. I have a handgun. I can get that.
All right, sounds like for the moment you're thinking about what you want to do. Is that correct?
No, I don't have a handgun right. That's just my skill. Yeah.
And then, Dave, did you have a gun that you left behind? Or just a bat?
I never picked up a gun.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there was an extra one in the car. And then, Andrew, what are you doing?
I'm getting my rifle, and are there hostiles besides the guy on the front of my car?
You don't see anyone else in this room, nor like no one else in line of sight. A rifle would be hard to fire from within the car, if that is your plan.
Well, I'm getting out of the car, but in the most defensive position.
Okay.
We did find one handgun at the sheriff's place. Was that right? And we took that.
It was a shotgun, I believe. I think it was a shotgun.
Okay.
So I believe you guys have two
shotgun
shotguns.
at the sheriff's, but it was a shotgun at Freddy's.
I think it was a shotgun at both.
Yeah.
The sheriff had a 12 gauge shotgun. Freddy had like a pump action one. Freddy had a double barrel shotgun, also 12 gauge. Andrew had bought a hunting rifle, a 22, I think.
Yeah, shitty rifle.
Yeah, shitty rifle. And I think those are your three guns, if I'm not wrong. No, Adam has one. Did you buy a 22 as well? Okay. Yep. From like the sporting goods store or something. Andrew, there's kind of two areas probably that primarily interest you. One is further back in the house where Eloise had said people were, but also, there was a guy upstairs at the stairway. So which one are you like more looking to cover?
Well, the upstairs first, because that guy's a guard.
Okay. All right. The other two are sitting in the car. Eric's intentionally sitting in the car. Daria's, I think, figuring out what she's doing. Betty is figuring out what she's doing, I should say. And then people in the yard are running up. And a shot rings out. Eloise, you're pretty sure it's at you, but it doesn't hit you or anything. And you're like, oh shit. And you're probably pouring on the speed. I'm not super familiar with these rules, so I gotta look at your sheet for a sec. Is there like an endurance or a running or... Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Meanwhile, in the back room, Dave, what are you doing? You got free. The guys definitely seem to want to check out the disturbance, but also like they can't just let you run around. So they're.
I'm getting over to my mom and trying to get her to her feet and out of this room at least.
You give me a. Yeah, give me a brawl roll, I guess.
Another brawl?
Yeah, there's kind of,
Yeah. I don't make those very often.
One of the guys basically is trying to grab you again, and you're... he's grappling with you. He gets a hold of you again as you go for your mom. He doesn't hurt you or anything. This is not a permanent constraint type thing. Because the other one, after a look at the professor says, "Go check it out!" And, he leaves. He goes through that door up towards the front of the house. And then, let's see. Dave, you can give me one more brawl, I guess, to try to get free, since you didn't really have an action this turn.
Hard success, yay.
Nice. Oh, that'll probably work. Let me... Oh, Jesus. He also had hard success, but you win the tie, I think.
Okay. I thought a tie was nothing changes.
No, I think the instigator wins ties typically. I could be wrong. I don't remember. I don't feel like looking up the grapple rules right now, so we're just going to say essentially he got a hold on you, you get free again. That was pretty much that round. Your mom is on her feet. You're yelling at her, go out the door. She probably does. This shit's real weird in here. I'm trying to find... Is this the professor? Trying to find character sheets for the people in the room just to see if there's anything I need to know. Looks like no. The Reverend and the Professor are not secretly carrying firearms or anything, so... Alright. Andrew, you've got a gun, like, trained on the stairway, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You do see a guy start coming down the stairs. He has a gun in his hand, but he was not really ready. Despite everything that's going on, he was not expecting someone to just be standing there with a gun aimed at him.
That's okay, I'm gonna miss.
You get a bonus die for point blank range, and normally you'd have to be aiming at someone, but in this case you were like, whatever, that fucking works. I don't need to give you more bonus dice. You don't have the gun on your sheet, do you?
No, not as a gun.
Do you remember what the damage was? Is that something you can look up?
No, I was never given stats on it, other than it was shitty. Because 22s are lame.
It's in the book. Adam, can you look that up? I think you have it, right? Or you might already have it on your gun. I know we looked it up last week. I'm having you look it up because I'm trying to double check what extreme does for success on firearms. I know it's pretty darn good. Or you can ask your AI to tell us again.
What are you asking?
So there's two things. What's the damage for the 22 rifle? And the other thing I'm trying to look up is what an extreme success does. Because I know it does more damage, I just don't know how.
All right. For ranged attack? For weapon?
Mm-hmm.
Ranged weapon attack?
Mm-hmm.
22 is 1d6 plus 1.
All right, so roll that, Andrew. It might just be double damage.
Extreme success with a ranged weapon. All shots fired hit the target, and half the shots impale the target. Whatever that means.
Right. Impale probably means something. 103, 104.
Impaling a target means that the weapon or bullet hits a vital area, causing greater damage. The damage is calculated by taking maximum damage for the weapon.
Oh.
Adding the attacker's maximum damage bonus. And then adding another roll for the weapon's damage dice.
All right, so you get your roll plus 7, Andrew.
Right. 10.
10 damage. All right.
And I'll spend 50 luck for 60 damage.
It doesn't work that way. Pretty cool, though. This guy's coming down the stairs. You just see kind of the barrel of the rifle coming first, and you just open fire. As soon as he takes a couple steps down, you plug him right in the chest, and he just drops. You don't even see his face. Just he starts coming down the stairs, and blam, down he goes.
I begin my reload.
It's I think this is a 22. It's probably like lever action. You probably get 6 shots or something. I think it says in the weapon description.
Last week it was 1. It didn't hold any.
It is 1. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You start reloading. That'll be your next round. Wow, that's weird. I guess it's bolt action. You manually put a new round in the chamber. You guys in the car, you do anything? You just heard a blam, and then you saw someone tumble down the steps.
I don't have a lot I'm very good at, but I guess I can kind of sneak around there, look up, see what's going on.
Look where? You go in the stairs, back further in the house.
Well, I saw my friend go near the stairs, so probably there.
Okay. There's a dead guy there with what looks to be a
Does he have a gun?
like a Winchester, probably some sort of. One sec. Probably the best gun in the. Well, no, shotguns are pretty good, but.
No, I'm armed.
One sec. I'm going to read off some stats that we'll have to remember real quick. We'll go with a lever action carbine, 2d6 damage, 50-yard range, which probably will never come up. Oh, that's uses per round is 1. You get 6 shots, Andrew. It's just you can only take 1 shot per round with it. And you also get 6 shots on this thing.
So 6 shots of the D.
2d6 damage, 50-yard range. Not that your character probably is really fully aware of this, but there's really only 5 shots left on that thing, or 4 shots, I should say. The 2 of you who are running across the yard are now in the hole of the house, should you wish to be.
All right.
And we'll go back to Dave for a minute. Dave, there's one guy wrestling with you. The other 2 are not really, they seem to be above getting their hands dirty.
Okay.
The one guy's still on the ground screaming, and the 2 ladies who would look through the telescope are just kind of looking down at him with disdain. But anyway,
there's gunshots.
And there's gunshots.
All right, I'm pretty sure that's my buddy, so I'm going to try to incapacitate this guy I'm fighting with.
All right, brawl him.
Yeah.
Score.
What I do.
What'd you even make a 27-year-old?
It's what you do in every game we play, Dave.
I need a game where we roll high, Derek.
I know. This guy seems like he's tired of your shit, and as you start, wrestling around with him, he arm locks you and just slams you into the wall real hard, face first. You take 5 damage.
Okay, what happens when you get to 0 hit points?
When you get to what?
What happens when you get to 0 hit points?
Probably you pass out. I don't know. Let's find out.
5 damage is like...
Don't worry, I'll kill you before I let Cthulhu get you.
Yeah, thanks.
These are big guys. But also I apparently rolled 1d3 plus 1d4. Unconscious. There we go. I think you have a major wound too. You did heal yourself 1 at the beginning of the session, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just make sure.
I've done nothing but take damage in combat.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he slams your head into the wall. You black out. Your mom, however, did come running out, so that's good.
Yeah.
And it's hard to look through a telescope if you're unconscious, so you got that going for you.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. up front, Betty's out of the car. She was heading up the stairs. Is that correct? You got the gun.
We got the gun from the bottom of the stairs.
You got to talk on mic.
Yeah, can you hear me? I got the gun from the bottom of the stairs. So the next is to go and try to help out. Now that I have a weapon, I feel a little bit more confident.
Did I hear the wall slam from wherever the brawl was going on?
Probably not.
Oh, no, probably not. I mean, the car's still running and smoking and making noise, so, I mean, there might be some dying groans on the guy of the hood, too. Daria, when you said helping out, you mean ground floor? Like you're coming back down, or I'm not clear what you're doing.
Going up for Dave.
I don't think you guys have any idea what's happening to me.
Dave's on the ground floor in the back. You're pretty sure from what Louise said.
And that's where I'm going.
Okay, you're heading that way. Eric, you staying in the car?
Yeah, I'm acting like getaway driver at this point, so
Cool.
we get away to pile in so we can get out of here.
Betty, what are you doing?
The car's still moving.
Or not, sorry, Betty. Anna, what are you doing?
I'm going with. We're gonna, take care of it while the boys wait in the car or outside.
Wesley, you're there now. What are you doing?
I'm gonna look for my buddy, Dave, whatever his character's name is.
Okay, so 3 of you are heading back further into the house, and then finally, Eloise, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm heading to, save my buddy.
All right, so you see a big guy come running down the hall towards all 4 of you. I believe all 4 of you have firearms of some sort. Is that correct?
Yes.
I do.
And despite all that, he doesn't even blink. He just starts charging at whoever's in front, which I believe is Betty. If you want to open fire, you can. You can try to dodge. You can try to brawl. That would be you, Daria. Really, that'd be everyone, but you're the one who's in front. Well, you were the first one to be like, yeah, I'm going, so I'm going with it. Anna potentially could be in front. She was already on ground floor. So, Andrew, if you thought maybe you wanted to be in front, you could be.
I did want to be in front.
All right, well, then it's you. You're in front. Betty's right behind
I am a firearms master.
Trying to shoot you.
1 second. Weapons can malfunction. Hey, Adam, what does a weapon malfunction do?
Just a second.
I blame Dave.
You should.
Is it a rifle? What is it?
Yeah.
Yes, 22 rifle. You don't merely miss, your weapon does not fire.
It jams.
Fixing a jam takes 1d6 combat rounds plus successful mechanical repair or firearms roll. Yeah, you bring your weapon up to fire as this guy is charging at you. You're ready to just drop him in one shot like you did the last guy. You draw a bead. He's getting a little closer. You're like, all right, I got this. You pull the trigger and it just goes click. Meanwhile,
try to get out of the way. Maybe one of my friends can shoot him.
Betty, you could potentially fire as well. I think the 2 people behind you, though, that'd be real risky. You guys are going down a hall. You're not really combat people trying to shoot like past your friend. Oh my Jesus. I don't know how to explain that. Your gun, I think, actually malfunctions on a 99. I almost read that number to you, and I was like, what are the odds it comes up? That'll certainly be a miss, and for a fumble, we'll do something for it. But nope, you fumble on a 90. Oh, Andrew only fumbles on 99. He had a 100. You fumble on 98. I guess when he tumbled down the stairs, something happened with his gun, and as you both bring your weapons up to fire at this guy charging wildly into 2 guns, and neither one of them fire. It's real bizarre, but here we are. And with that said, he barrels into Andrew. Maybe if I can. You still can have a dodge roll. Wow. Okay, well, there we are.
I'll have to dodge down the road. Come on.
Your dodge only needed to be hard to win, actually, because dodge only has to be equal. But you step aside, and he goes. I don't know. It's like the way I described it. He'd barrel into other people, but combat mechanic wise, he doesn't. So he charges into you, and you kind of. I don't know. There's like a bureau or some sort of desk or something. You know, one of those little things that like flowers sit on. Table. That's the word I guess I'm looking for. You manage to kind of dodge behind that, and he runs into that instead of you in the hallway, and that's it. All right. That was a wonderful round. Dave's passed out. I don't even need to go back to him. The two of you in the back. Firing's bad with people in front of you, but if there is anything you want to do, let me know. You can fire it. You just be firing into melee at that point.
I want to get her on the other side of him.
Okay, give me like a dodge, dex. Give me dex. Whatever's better, dodge or dex.
Dex.
I don't know all the rules of this game. I'm just going to make it up as I go.
That's the way it should be done. I succeeded.
Yeah, that's fine. He's thrown off balance. You take the opportunity as clearly both the ladies in front of you have something wrong with their guns. You're not worried about them shooting you in the back. You quickly scoot around behind him and probably at this point, can have your weapon aimed at him on the other side, but you won't be able to fire till next round.
Sure.
And Al, anything you're doing in the back, or are you just kind of waiting for your moment?
Yeah, I'm going to wait for an opportunity to shoot the guy.
Cool. This guy's going to be in bad shape in a minute here. You two in front who had just fired. We'll go to Anna first. Anna, clearly your gun's not working. You don't know why, but what do you want to do?
I want to, get away from this guy, but instead, I will punch him in the dick.
Yay!
Love it. Do it.
Yeah.
Brawling. Are you punching him with your fist, your foot, or the rifle?
I guess the rifle, if that counts as a brawl.
Yeah, we'll call it a brawl, but it's a small club for damage, which someone might already have that on their sheet.
I think it's a D4.
Really? That's not that good since you already.
It's a D6 because the large club's a D8.
All right, do a D6 plus your damage bonus if you have one. You probably don't.
He doesn't get to oppose that.
You're right. Thank you. He should. Yeah, let me do that. Well, never mind.
Apparently he's into it.
He opposed that.
Ow.
I don't think you get extreme. I don't think you get bonus damage when you're doing the defendo thing. But he does as you go in to swing the rifle at him. He actually grabs a hold of it and I don't know, we'll just say rips it out of your hands and smacks you upside the head with it for 4 damage. And then drops it. It can be yours again. I'm just going for flavor here. But yeah, you took 4 damage.
He seems like he's got everything going his way. I want to join his team.
He does seem to be. He's one of, he's clearly one of the blessed ones. Daria, what do you want to do? This guy clearly is like the fucking Terminator here. Guns aren't shooting at him, and he's killing you during your own attacks.
Try it. I'm going to she tries to nail him in there. I guess I don't know, take the potted plant off the
Get on, Mike.
I don't know. Take the potted plant off the dresser that he ran into and smash him over the head with it. There you go.
I love it. Roll a brawl, and you get a bonus die because he's getting ganged up on now. That is pretty good. You don't need the bonus die. So you're going to do you have a damage bonus? Probably not. Let me look at your sheet. Betty. Combat.
It's on D3.
All right, so I'm going to give you a D3 plus 3 for damage. Or actually, no. It's just max damage for melee. I'm going to give you 6, though. Now that I think about it, I'm going to treat your flower pot like a small club just for a one-shot use. So it'd be a D6 damage, and you had extreme, so it'll be max. So yeah, you smack it into him. Something happens on major wounds. I don't remember what. We're going to look it up real quick, because that might make him pass out.
It doesn't heal naturally. Or
I think there's a chance you like drop though when it happens.
What happens when you receive a major wound?
Major wound, page 119. Major wound with a flower pot. I did describe flowers on the table. The character immediately falls prone. Make a con roll to avoid falling unconscious. All right. Let's do that. He's got a good con, though. You do, like, he stumbles, he falls to the ground, but he's struggling. He's trying to get back to his feet right now. So, what was the combined damage on him? Was it just that so far? I think it was, right?
I don't remember
Yeah,
what it was.
both guns fumbled, and I don't think anybody else did anything.
All right. Al, you're there now. You could probably get in on a brawl if you wanted to, but you don't have a shot. Everyone's beating the shit out of him. For that matter, Adam, at this point, you are on the correct side of them, that they're not in the way, but you would still be shooting into melee because they're all, beating on him, essentially.
That's all right. I'll still do it.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
What could go wrong? Al, in the meantime, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna brawl him.
Okay. Love it. You get a bonus die.
And how do I do bonus die?
You roll first.
You roll and then you just hit the bonus button in the chat window, and it's treated like a different 10s digit. So far so good. Well, other than the 0 damage part of that, Jesus, you get -1 damage. However, with a 0, that's an 0-1, which makes it an extreme success. You do max damage, which for you is only 2, but
Bam.
that's better than the 0 you were going to get. So you run up there, you hit him while he's down. He's at this point, he's probably like getting kicked and hit with things. And Adam, you are up. He, despite all that, he actually struggles back to his feet. That was his turn. He was basically getting back up.
I'll fix that. Blast him.
All right, you're going to fire. There's 3 people with him. Your point blank, which is bonus die. You're firing into melee, which is 1 penalty die. If you fumble, you hit an ally.
That's all right.
Let's see if there's any other bonus dice. Point blank, aiming, target says.
I shouldn't have rolled that.
Nope. You fire. You're kind of waiting for a good shot. You fire as he stands up, and it just, it whiffs right over his shoulder. You were trying real hard not to hit any of your friends, so
I'm gonna try less hard not to hit my friends. I want this guy to really go down, and I'm gonna push it.
Well, if you hit your friends, he still doesn't go down. Oh, you're gonna push it. Excellent. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, reroll.
Dig down deep.
I did it.
You totally would have shot one of them too on a failure, like any failure. You had a 65% chance of killing a friend there. Yeah. So roll 2d6. No, it's probably even more at this range. You're using the shotgun?
Yeah.
12 gauge, pump. Yeah,
No,
point blank.
I'm using a rifle. 22 rifle.
Oh, okay. 1d6 plus 1. Despite all this damage, this guy is still up. He's got a bullet in him. He's got, he's concussed on the head. He's been punched and beaten. There's blood all over the wall. And he snarls, and I don't know who the hell he's going to go for next, but it's not his turn, so it doesn't matter. Back to Anna. What are you doing?
What skill does Meat Cleaver use?
Brawling.
Meat Cleaver.
Seems like a choice.
It was a good try.
I'll just go ahead and spend all the luck. 35, 39 luck.
That might hit. Do you want to wait and see how he does before you spend the luck?
Oh. Whoops. Oh.
So to make that a success, you would need a hard
guy
success, which would be an additional
Kind of an
17 luck.
asshole.
That'd be an additional 17 luck on top of whatever you were about to spend.
How does going negative work?
That doesn't. It doesn't work.
You're a bad GM. No one likes you.
So he actually grabs you by the throat as you come up to him with a meat cleaver, grabs your hand, squeezes, grabs you by the neck, and just picks you up wholly and lifts you and starts banging your head into the ceiling for 5 damage.
That'll put me at -1.
So you will go unconscious. However,
but I do have 4 major wounds.
That does make it easier to shoot him now, probably. 4 major wounds?
So.
What? You don't have 4 major
wounds. It says
wounds.
major wounds, 4.
Well, oh, you can take 4 major wounds, probably.
So I think I'm still in it.
All right. Probably. Dario's next.
I don't really have any more. I don't see any objects I can strike him with.
You can hit him with your foot. You can back off, too. There's a guy with a gun right there, so.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a meat cleaver that just fell to the ground.
I'm good with that. Easy way to trade weapons, I guess.
I would let you pick it up and attack. It's fine.
Nope.
All right. You get a bonus die, actually.
What do you?
I get a bonus die?
No, you were the first one in the round.
You're a bad person.
Because remember, you were the front of the group. With your bonus die, that turns into a hit. Do you happen to know what the damage that was, Andrew?
It doesn't matter because he's gonna. He rolled bad. I see.
Yeah, he rolled bad.
I hate you.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Let's say a D6 plus 1 for a meat cleaver, unless someone's got it handy.
This was a masterwork meat cleaver. I grabbed the very best one.
So he slams Anna into the ceiling, or she goes limp. He tosses her at Wesley, who, and which exposes his back to you, and you pick up the meat cleaver that Anna dropped and sink it right into his neck. Blood goes spurting everywhere, and he tries clutching at it, and he slowly goes down to his knees and then flops over, bleeding out. All goes quiet. Well, not really.
Did my mom come running out during the middle of that combat?
Yeah, I actually forgot about that. You do see a lady just down the hall behind Wesley there, kind of stopped watching this all go down, kind of trapped between the two directions. And then she sees Wesley. She recognizes him because you'd all gone to the house other than Betty. And she's like, "You got to help Bert. He's back there." Yes, no. You guys are up. You're like, it's out of combat.
All right, guys. Job well done. Let's get out of here.
Obviously, Anna's messed up right now.
Go with the knife.
What are the odds both guns misfire?
What are the odds guns
This game?
misfire?
This game. Come on, man.
Is that what you asked? What are the odds guns misfire?
I guess it was 0.01 times 0.02, but yeah. No, that both of the people shooting at the guy approaching had the malfunctions. Yeah, someone talk to me. Where are you going? Someone conscious talk to me.
I'm heading back to help.
I mean, I'm still in the car going, are we leaving? What's going on here?
You honk a couple of times.
Sure,
Yeah,
honk the horn if I get it going.
It's probably only been about 30 seconds. You heard a few gunshots, but yeah. Al, you said you were going somewhere to help, but I'm not sure what that meant.
Everyone back to the telescope room.
Okay, like forward into the house, back
Yeah, try and help Dick.
Forward to the back of the house. I got you. First of all, anyone doing anything with Anna? She's laying there in the hallway. Not looking so good. Or are you leaving her for now?
Later.
Okay. You're all moving towards the back, those of you who are conscious. Other than Eric, obviously, in the car. Okay, I'll take that as yes. You guys suck sometimes. All right.
I'm not conscious.
I know. All right, there you are. You go into the back room. Shit. So there's a guy, fairly big looking dude, trying to drag Bert towards a telescope, even though Bert is not conscious. There's a couple of ladies standing over a guy on the ground who's screaming. Maybe they're trying to help him. And then there's the Reverend and, Professor. I think I said Hartley before. Just kind of standing there going, what's the meaning of all this?
Wait, who?
The Professor. Here are the people in the room. The Professor, the Reverend, two ladies who look through the telescope, not that anyone back here knows that, who are kind of checking out the guy on the ground who's screaming and thrashing around. And then there's a big guy who's like kind of pulling around Bert's body right now. Bert doesn't look dead. He looks unconscious, but I guess you wouldn't really know where he's dragging him. You just open the door and there's a guy kind of holding Bert who's limp, pretty far into the room. So you guys open the door. You're excuse me. He looks at you and then he looks questioningly at the Professor, who nods, and then he puts Bert down. Now, gentlemen, there's no need for violence or extreme action. This is just a misunderstanding, I assure you.
It doesn't look like a misunderstanding.
You don't understand the glory that awaits us all. You need to look through the telescope so you can understand.
I'm going to come over and take Bert.
Did the guy screaming on the floor look through the telescope?
Not everyone is one of the blessed. Some who are impure cannot handle the glory of God's gifts.
Okay. So I take a shot at the telescope.
Give me a firearms roll with 2 bonus dice. And make it 3 bonus dice.
Okay, 1 sec.
Actually, just make it 2. 2.
Take a lodge down, somebody.
I just saw it. Where did it go?
That dude you guys were fighting had 15 hit points, which is way more than most Cthulhu people have. Most, I think the average human's like 9 or 10. That said, he just mostly just rolled exceptionally well. And you guys rolled exceptionally poorly. All right. You can throw in the bonus dice in there to see if you get a really good success. Basically, if you hit a hard, I'm going to have you hit. Yeah. So you do hit the telescope. You don't manage to hit the eyepiece or anything, but you put a bullet through it, and the Professor starts screaming, "No!" And the big guy starts charging at you. The Reverend just kind of starts clutching his hair like he's completely freaked out by this. The ladies are, aghast and horrified. Oh, you had a shotgun too. So you the double barrel shotgun, right? Were you giving it 1 barrel or both?
1 barrel.
All right, it did some pretty serious damage with a shotgun then. Go ahead and roll me 4d6 just so I have a rough idea how good that shot was. Meanwhile, this guy's definitely charging. Adam, you have a firearm. You want to do anything about it, or are you letting him get up here? It's probably going to take him around just to approach. He was kind of further back in the room. Okay, that was a real good shot. Like, you put a hole through the telescope.
How far away is the professor?
You could probably move and melee him and around, but he's probably the closest. Him and the Reverend are the closest. They're like 10 feet away. Not even. Like the observatory, I imagine is probably a fairly big room. You got this big telescope in it, like a viewing area and stuff. The big guy's probably shit. We're just gonna say everyone's like about 10 feet away.
Okay, I'm gonna shift over to the professor and point my gun as close to his face as I can.
Oof.
And say, "Nobody move."
That has absolutely no effect on the guy who's charging.
Okay.
The professor doesn't move, but he wasn't moving anyway.
All right.
But you swing it, you point, you see that this guy's still coming after you say that. I will let you swing back and shoot at him if you want, with one penalty die.
I'll swing back. Yeah.
Okay.
Lamb. Oh, I failed.
Yeah, well, roll the penalty die. You could get a 9, I guess. Okay. So you swing back, you fire, but because of the quick action, you weren't ready. Before he can get there, Al could have one more shot, but in the meantime, Betty, you're still up, right? Yeah. What do you want to do? I don't think you have a gun, so I wasn't sure if you want to do anything. But get on, Mike.
I don't, so I'm kind of like around the doorway area.
Okay, you're kind of behind the people with guns.
Take cover.
Okay, that's fine. All right, Al, if you want to shoot at him, you can. It would be point blank, and I would even give you. I'll give you 2 bonus dice in this case. Because he's basically running in a straight line at you from the telescope that you were just firing at, so essentially giving you aim. Oh, you got a real bad skill though.
Yeah, I do.
I believe in you. You can get a 2. You got 2 chances. There you go. Roll one more time. All right. Roll a 4d6. He was right up on you as you. Fired. So he comes running up at you, and you kind of swivel your shotgun a little bit and fire, and just brain matter goes all over the room. You got him right in the face. He's basically decapitated from the jaw up. I'd have you all have sanity rolls after all, but yeah, honestly, at this point, what's the difference? So the telescope is destroyed. The guy's dead. No one else in here effectively is a combatant at this point. You can do what you want with them. They're yelling at you and saying, "How dare you?" The guy on the ground who had been screaming, as soon as you shot the telescope, he actually stopped screaming and just went limp. And now the ladies who are there are like starting to they're not screaming exactly, but they're like starting to kind of like pull at their hair and claw at their faces a little bit. They're all just starting to go a little nuts, but more like self-destructive than anything. They're not like charging at you. You still liked it. Yeah, exactly. At this point, given that 2 characters are unconscious, we might end the session there, and I'll just kind of tell you, because I don't really want this to go into a third anyway, since it was supposed to be like a Halloween one shot. Effectively, as per the module being written, what happens is if the telescope is destroyed, so there's two classes of people, right? You look through the telescope and you become broken or blessed. Broken are the ones who are either going really passive or they're going crazy and they've got the bloodshot eye or the bruised eye or whatever. Or you're blessed and you become like almost a super genius at one particular thing, but also, you're very tainted by the Cthulhu mythos at that point. If you guys destroy the telescope or somehow keep anyone from looking through it for a full night, what happens, this would happen the next day, but I just accelerated it because I want this to be done. Basically, all the broken in town go unconscious. All the blessed go crazy and start murdering everybody, including all the unconscious people. And you basically have like a day of survival horror as you either try to get out of the town or, whatever it is you're going to do. We're going to skip all that. We're just going to have them all go crazy and claw at their own faces. And you guys did stop the horror. of whatever it was they were looking up there in the cosmos that drove people insane.
Now, does that mean that the next person that looks through a telescope is going to see this too?
It's hard to say, Dave. It's the mystery of Cthulhu.
Or is something particular about this telescope?
Yeah, the module didn't really get into that.
It could be particular about where they looked, and if no one looks at that exact spot again, they won't go crazy. But if they do, they will.
The module just says he fashioned a lens for his telescope that allows him to see things no man has seen before. 2 weeks ago, using his new lens, he focused on a dim star that he was unable to find in any books. And then basically he got, brain converted and started bringing more people, and some of them went nuts. And if they went too nuts, they just killed them. And if they went docile, they became slaves. And slowly the whole town was getting converted.
So the two little girls killed their dad because they were genius.
They were blessed, and they had very focus on like biology, and you're basically evil geniuses. Yeah, you're not yourself. According to the way this is written, though, should they survive the day where they all go crazy after you break the telescope, they revert back to themselves and don't even remember what happened. So, small blessing for them. Should they survive? But I assume your party, grabs your wounded people, gets in the car, and the car screeches and hisses its way out as the getaway driver backs out, and you guys probably get out of town. That was another thing they were doing. They were disabling all cars so people couldn't leave, and had you picked up the phone at this point, you would have heard your dad's music playing on it as they stopped the phone line. But yeah, that was it. It was just a town goes crazy one shot.
What was the deputy's role in all this?
So the deputy was one of the blessed, and the sheriff was one of the broken. So he was doing whatever the deputy told him to do. But the blessed's role is to keep stuff under wraps before. Okay. The problem was more and more people were getting broken. Even the docile ones would sometimes go crazy, and that was starting to cause chaos. Anyway, Cthulhu.
Book was that from?
Nameless Horrors. I mainly chose it because it had a Roll20 module I could just use.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah. There was one that I kind of wanted to do that was a modern day one, but I just didn't have enough time to prepare that one. I would have had to do stuff myself for it. There's no... I think modern day would work better, honestly. Like, the one good thing about 20s Cthulhu stuff is it's easy to isolate people. You can't just be like, I get on the phone and call the police.
It's hard to figure out in a Cthulhu game when you should run, because it's always a good idea to run. You should never stay. Never fucking investigate this stuff. It's, you know what I mean?
It's true if you're in a place where it's like, all right, you're on a boat and you can't go anywhere, like a cruise liner. Okay, then it's easy to be like, you're going to have to deal with it. Any other time, the players just kind of have to we want to be involved somehow because it's a game, because otherwise the rational move is, oh, just fucking get in my car and leave town. This is bullshit. But then you don't have a game, right? So, I don't know. Anyway.
Cool.
Sorry you got knocked out, Dave. But you survived. There's that.
I don't know. I mean, are you supposed to make your own characters when you play this game, or is it all one-shots forever? Because
you can.
I'm looking at it. I'm trying to figure out how would I change my character. How would I change this guy?
Normally, you don't want to be in combat in Cthulhu. One-shots tend to be a little more combat heavy because it doesn't really like a lot of one-shot. Like, people are supposed to die. Really makes it more dramatic. Whatever. You absolutely, if you're playing a campaign, make your own characters. The way the game's run, though, where like when you attack someone, probably someone's getting hurt, whether it's you or the other guy, is you don't really want to. So it's hard because like in RPG land, all right, I got a 20 brawl, I'm going to run up there and help get in on the fight. It's real easy to get yourself hurt doing that, though. So it's a little bit of a different mindset. Which I wasn't thinking about either, honestly. I don't know.
Oh, cool.
We did play. Well, it wasn't a very long-term Cthulhu game. We played for what, maybe a month or two there. A different one. It is really different when you're trying to play as like a long-term character because you have to keep forcing yourself to, for some reason, be involved. When the rational move is, F this, I will die. I gotta go.
Right.
So then you kind of try to play like, what's the safe way to do it? And I don't know. It's hard. I think one-shots work better for Cthulhu.
You only use your luck, and you're constantly trying to make sure that you don't die, and you collect your stuff, and don't lose your stuff.
And I do think the best one-shots are like the last one I did, where you were like, you guys were in a shipwreck, and now you're on an island, and it was like, well, you got to fucking deal with this. You can't just run away. Or your goal really is to run away. How do you go about doing that? Those are the best one-shots, but there aren't that many of them to choose from, and I didn't feel like making one up because I'm lazy.
Cool. I understand lazy.
Anyway, there you are.
Always make it into somebody's political fantasy, like the one time I had to play that one at Gen Con.
Yeah, that was weird. We don't want to talk about that.
The ultimate horror.
Yeah, you're really trapped in. By the end of it, you're like, you want me to kill this one politician? Fabulous.
The guy really wanted us to kill Obama in that game. Like, really wanted it, even when it didn't make sense. Like, he went out of his way to prevent anything else from happening that could resolve in any other way. It was weird.